Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to Primetime Sports. I'm Aaron.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Eddie. And we got a special guest right over here wearing his CMC Patch 49ers jersey. Ryan, introduce yourself here to the crowd.
All right, what's up, gents? Well, thank you very much for letting me intrude on your program tonight.
You got more ball knowledge here. You got more ball knowledge, actually. I appreciate you coming in here. More
Yeah,
ball
of course,
knowledge than
appreciate
Chris.
the invite.
More ball knowledge than Chris over here. Happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year to all the viewers out there. 2025. I feel washed already. You know, we're all young guns over here, but man, I feel washed. So time's flying by when you're having fun, right, Chris? Ain't that a thing?
Damn right.
Listen, we're gonna headline a lot of football tonight. You know, it's the new year. This is when the wild card comes into play, playoffs come into play. We're gonna headline a lot of all of that. But with, you know how the deal goes here. We're gonna get some ace drop news over here. Starting off, unfortunately, having to report this over here because with the deadly attacks in New Orleans, last night. The Sugar Bowl between Notre Dame and Georgia has been postponed to tomorrow night, so we won't see a little defensive battle until then. But because of that terroristic attack, all thoughts and prayers out to the families affected by that and families and friends, everyone down in New Orleans. It's just a damn shame to see that going on down there. We're gonna shift a little bit into NBA here. Shocking fire, in my opinion, went down a couple days ago. Sacramento Kings have parted ways with head coach Mike Brown after going 13-18 so far through this year. Doug Christie is expected to be the Kings' interim head coach. The way the Kings went about this was a little, the wrong way in my opinion here. They actually fired Mike Brown right before the team's flight to LA, shortly after he led practice and spoke to the media. A lot of coaches around the league were asked about this whole firing, how they felt, because Mike Brown's a well-coveted head coach, won a lot of championships with the Warriors as an assistant, and Mike Malone had a lot to say in the media. Basically said he was the same exact guy. He was fired the same way by the same owner down in Sacramento, and Sacramento's getting a lot of heat right now. And now it's brought up a lot of question marks about the star players of De'Aaron Fox. Where may he end up? We'll get into a little bit of that as well over there. Kane's got to search for some head coaches out there. Well, we don't know really any leads out there, but some guys, they can keep Doug Christie, depending how the team does here. Bring in former Trailblazers coach Terry Stotts. Mike D'Antoni, if they want to run some James Harden offense out there, it would be pretty interesting to see. Chris Quinn, who should someday become a head coach very soon, Miami Heat assistant, well coveted. And Mike Nori, if they want to go a little bit of the inexperienced side as well and bring youth, and we'll see how that ends up for them right there. But definitely a shocking one. After he won Coach of the Year, guys, right? About 2 years ago, I believe. I believe it's 2 years ago.
Yeah, 22-23.
And
right?
it took the Kings to the playoffs for the first time in forever.
Yeah, so I mean, it's scapegoat a little bit, but it's not entirely his fault. It's really not his fault at all. So he'll get a job quickly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a head coaching job, he'll definitely probably get another assistant coaching job.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, whether or not he crawls back to Golden State or just becomes a lead assistant coach elsewhere,
Yeah.
He's somebody
But the
who
dude
brings
knows how to
success
coach.
everywhere he
The
goes.
dude knows how to coach, so he'll definitely get
Amen.
a job.
Oh, yeah. We're going to shift gears now a little bit into the NFL here. Week 18, a lot of guys going to be rested, all the playoff teams that have locked in. The most, I won't say surprising, but one that a lot of people were keeping their eyes on was the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Eagles playing their rest starters versus the New York Giants, including Saquon Barkley. Obviously, this is for the playoffs. They're already locked in. I believe it's a 3 seed. He is 100 yards on the dot short of Eric Dickerson's rushing record. He also did about 40 less carries than Eric Dickerson, too. So we will not see a record broken this year. As much as I want to see it broken, I love living through history with that as well. You guys think this is the right decision, heading into the playoffs, or?
Well, I was speaking to Chris earlier about this. The thing about that, this is a smart decision. The reason why is because this is football. Injuries are part of the game. It could be one slip on the field, one like a non-contact injury or somebody tackling him the wrong way. Boom, he's out for the postseason.
Yep.
You don't want to risk that when he's your star. Like he's your star player of the whole entire team. So I hate to see him have to miss out this game because he's right there to break EV's record, but it's understandable. You got to prepare for the playoffs. Like, Hurts is out right now with the concussion stuff, so it's like you got to get ready for that. Rest up the guys. A.J. Brown, rest up because he's been dealing with injuries throughout the whole season and stuff. But what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I respect the move. Barkley's even gone on the record saying that he's totally at peace with sitting out of this one. And quite frankly, I don't blame him one bit. We're talking about a running back who has dealt with his fair share of injuries over his time with the Giants. Speaking of the Giants, by the way, could you imagine the embarrassment that could have come from Week 18 had Barkley played?
Yeah.
Like, you're at 3-13 right now in the season, and then you see your former franchise running back break the single season rushing record. Can you imagine how pathetic that must be if you're a Giants?
I just feel like they would try to blow him up. They would try to, not saying try to injure him, but they would hit him hard.
Oh yeah, they have more than just a couple grudges against that guy too. So from their point of view, it's a little understandable.
Yeah, 100%. So no records broken this year. Nothing else, I believe that's on there that, to my knowledge, I don't know if any records are going to be out there. But we will not see Saquon Barkley in the history books just yet.
Could you imagine the memes that would come out if he broke that fucking record against the Giants? We all know about the John Mara meme on Hard Knocks where he said that he wouldn't sleep at night knowing if Saquon went to Philly. Yeah. Could you imagine if they were doing Hard Knocks in season right now and Barkley broke that fucking record? John Mara would be so mad. Because think about it right now. Giant fans are already mad because you guys did the worst possible thing last week. Why the fuck did you win?
Yeah. Oh, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. We'll have a discussion.
I know we're going to get into it, but I'm just going to give a little... I thought that was the most stupidest thing ever.
I mean, you're not going to... I get what you're saying. We'll get into that, though, because we all have that. I'm sure everyone's got their thoughts and opinions on the Giants potentially missing out on a franchise quarterback that they so desperately need come April here. You know, Jimmy Butler's still in the market. There's still a whole lot of news going around here. For Chris's sake, we got to bring up Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you can see him getting upset over there. I don't blame you, buddy.
Yeah.
Settle down already. Let's go.
But with the trade market heating up, there's people around the NBA that believe the Nuggets should try and trade Michael Porter Jr. as part of a package for Jimmy Butler. Before Chris, I want to get your thoughts. Yeah. See how you would think about that. I mean, look, we were just 5 minutes ago. We were kind of before the podcast, though. We were kind of clowning Michael Porter a little bit. Listen, he's a great defender. He's got great size for a 3-and-D guy. Yeah. But I don't know if he has any awareness of him having an off night shooting wise. He's putting up shots. He'll get the ball. He's gonna put it up. I don't know how it would fare in the offense in Miami personally. But regardless, it's a big loss for Miami if that's your main piece you're getting back from Denver. But Chris, floor is all yours. I'm gonna need you to speak about what would happen if this was a swap, or if this is the main piece coming in from Miami's sake.
Listen, I'm not gonna say many bad things about Michael Porter Jr. He is a damn good player. I remember when he was in college, he was very they were hyping him up a lot, but then obviously we all know he had the back injuries, which really devalued his draft value, which led to him falling all the way down to Denver to the 14th pick in 2017. But to be honest, I don't know how this would. I mean, I kind of would see the improvements of him with Jimmy because unlike Jimmy, he is, I believe, a better 3-point shooter than Jimmy because Jimmy doesn't really shoot that many threes. He only shoots threes during playoff time or if he has to. But I'm looking at his stats right now. This year he's averaging 18.7, freaking 6.6 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and he's shooting 51% from the field. That's decent, and he's also shooting 41% from the three. But listen, he's not a bad player. But the question is, he does have some injury problems. I don't know how Miami's going to be able to deal with that because freaking they already dealing with the Jimmy Butler situation where he wasn't where he was sick, and then apparently he was supposed to come back one day, and then Jimmy says, "Oh, I'm going to come back a couple of days later," and then we all know about Pat Riley speaking out saying how he needs to shut his mouth and he can't stop because we all know the video where he said if he was playing, Boston would be out, New York would be out, and they would be on the run. And Jimmy even said, all I'm going to do is shut my mouth and I'm going to play basketball. Hopefully that's true for as long as we have him, if he gets traded. But it would be an interesting move, but listen, if you're Miami and you make this move, you got to make sure to get a first-round pick out of this.
Oh, no, you're going to pick back.
But the one thing I can guaranteed, Jimmy Butler will be traded by February 6th. So let's go. Come to the Clippers, man. Why? Jimmy and big old James Harden, bruh. I love that trio right there, man. I love that. But continue with some of these trade rumors.
Yeah, listen, we're going back to the De'Aaron Fox news here. This is big news here. This is a guy who's about 25, 26, super young, super athletic, quick, can distribute the ball really well, always improving. De'Aaron Fox has been linked early on so far to 3 teams, and that is the Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, and of course the Miami Heat. They're in every single fucking rumor known to man, along with all of Boston and LA. I'm surprised it's not in this as well.
Yeah.
Some around the league though believe it would take a trade request though for the Kings to move Fox. So we'll see what goes on. He is due for a massive extension. Ryan, you're a guy here. I'd love to know. Out of any teams or anyone, give me another team. Where do you see De'Aaron Fox potentially landing?
Well, that's a very good question because, to be honest, I could see him just sticking it out in Sacramento for the long term. But it's mostly dependent with the coaching situation because obviously we just talked about this a few minutes ago, them firing Mike Brown amidst their 5 or so game losing streak. But they've also been looking to try to improve the roster as well. We've seen reports come out throughout the past couple of days where they've been contacting other teams about potentially adding some other stars to this group, mainly with the Chicago Bulls and Zach LaVine. There have been some rumors there, but nothing has been solidified. So they were looking to improve the roster before making the call to let go of Mike Brown. Now, if Doug Christie can prove that he is the answer in Sacramento, then I could totally see De'Aaron Fox sticking it out, but it's more so just a wait and see how the rest of the season unfolds type situation because they still have a lot of ball to play left.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just think the one thing that messed up this Kings team was bringing in DeMar DeRozan. It seemed to me it was more of just a name signing, doesn't offer a ton of space, and this is a team that needs to operate in space. A team that loves to shoot threes. De'Aaron Fox on a one-on-one, he's going to win based off his speed. DeMar's not a three-point guy, so the spacing's going to be off. I think that's the one thing right there. That's why it doesn't fall into Mike Brown's fault at all. I will say I'm going to give a prediction. I agree with you. He's going to stick it out this year. I told my buddy, I'm put this on the record. I have it on text. I told my buddy back a couple months ago when the Nets hired Jordy Fernandez because he was an assistant down in Sacramento, helped develop that team really well. I said when De'Aaron's a free agent, I wouldn't be surprised with all the picks or if the trade came by or cap space if Brooklyn made a run at him. And because of that connection with Jordy Fernandez. I'm not saying he's to be I expect Brooklyn to make a run. I don't know if anything comes to fruition, but I expect him to be on a list if there's going to be a list of teams, pursuing him, if that's anything soon. But speaking,
I love how you brought up Brooklyn Nets, man. They just been a little move, bro.
Yeah, what a transition.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Brooklyn, come on now.
That was beautiful.
Come on. I thought that one out real quick.
Yeah.
Don't worry. But speaking of an actual trade being done here, the Brooklyn continues to ship away key pieces to contending teams to stockpile picks, young players as they continue to tank and rebuild. And a familiar face is coming back to the Boroughs. D'Angelo Russell traded to the Brooklyn Nets. The whole offer is that the Nets get D'Lo, Maxwell Lewis, 3 second-round picks, while the Lakers receive Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton. This is a move the Lakers desperately needed to make. Needed some shooting, needed some size at the same time. Very cheap contract, too, for DFS. I'm pretty sure he's making about $14 a year. I think he still has another year, maybe 2 left. I'm not too positive on that. Shake Milton, though, is a guy that I watch, obviously being a Nets fan, this is a guy he's a spark plug off the bench. If the Lakers want to bring him off the bench for any spark, he is phenomenal. I'm a big Shake Milton guy. I know it's like, what the fuck, who cares? It's Shake Milton. Yeah. But he could be a key rotation guy for there. And for the Nets, I can't lie. I'm just happy. The team's there's no expectations, for this year. D'Angelo Russell making, what is he making, $40 million or whatever the case may be. I know the inefficiency is an issue. You bring back nostalgia from 2018.
I was going to say, talk about nostalgia. You think he can go bring ice in his veins again?
He has to. There's an interview of him, I forgot whose podcast it was, and he's like, listen, if you want to get me going, do a pick and roll. He goes, because I'm a big to choose from. I can see the floor better. The Nets constantly run this pick and roll option with Clax, and they'll, at worst case, they just throw it up to him. This is super athletic big. If you want to run that with him, go right ahead. You can see the whole floor get into his groove. He's going to bring it back. Listen, I'm not expecting him to be 2018 D'Lo, but once he has the moments, if he has his moments again, I'm going to be super, super thrilled. Hopefully Brooklyn then just brings back the Coogee jerseys next, please. Just keep it going. Bring the guys back. But back with the trading, the Nets are not done. They're going to end up, Cam Johnson will be moved probably by the deadline. That'll be something to get a lot of picks for. And this is just heating up right here. So, shout out D'Lo coming back. What stats you looking up over there, Chris? I'm sorry, you caught my attention.
Wait, you looking up Ben Simmons stats over there?
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Now listen, speaking of Ben Simmons, hear me out though.
What?
Speaking of Ben Simmons, for his situation, I feel that bringing in somebody like D'Lo could probably be the best case scenario for him.
I don't know if you guys know though. I seen a video like something like from like when they were in high school. They played together.
Yeah, they won
Yeah.
titles
Boys.
back in high school
Mount
together.
Verdi,
That's
2017,
why I'm not
2016.
That's why I think that they'll like they know how to work with each other because they played in high school together. So that'll be.
That's a good point, Ryan. I'm not
It's
gonna
an
lie, I think
interesting.
about that.
It's an interesting move.
Yeah, because
And
both players are looking to sort of refine their form here, both to varying
Especially Ben
degrees. But
Simmons.
I don't
you
know
pair
if
them
Ben
up
could find
together.
that shit again.
They have the chemistry.
It's a confidence thing. Ben's a confidence issue at this point.
Oh man.
But as we drift away here from NBA news, it's gonna be full NFL news. We're gonna do a little bit of a Week 17 recap, talking about some of the really exciting games. There's a lot of exciting games this past week here. A lot of well balanced matchups for some for playoff spots, some getting eliminated. Do want to start off though with some get some overtime rules going on in here. I know this has been a hot topic for years now. Everyone's getting tuned into college football, how those rules go.
Yeah.
I'll start off with you, Aaron. Just what are do you want to see it change to maybe college rules, unless you have another rule in your mind that you want to do?
Me?
Yeah.
Honestly, because they did implement it going into for the postseason specifically.
Yeah.
They needed to change it for the last 2 weeks because how that had that game, the Commanders and Falcons. I didn't like that.
Right.
It felt weird watching that.
Yeah.
I want to see both offenses get an opportunity to go back and forth because this is the last 2 weeks. Like, I haven't seen NFL football be this competitive going to the last 3 weeks of football just in totality, It's so tight in the races for seeding now.
Yeah.
Well, before over the weekend. Like, I would like to just see them implement it for the last 2 weeks. Because they are gearing up the players to get ready for the physicality going into the postseason. Because they're having a lot of flags on the defensive side, like a lot of PIs I didn't see get called during the game. But they need to do something, honestly. Because, it's just, it kind of, it felt like I had a bad taste left in my mouth after watching this game.
Yeah.
Especially seeing Penix actually play really well. Surprised.
Play really good.
I was surprised.
Play really good, dude.
Like, in the first quarter, he had his little moments here and there, but second quarter came in, he just turned it up. I was so shocked and surprised.
Showed a lot of poise for that. Showed a lot of poise. I think if you're going to do, Chris, I know you're going to hop in. I think if you're going to do the last 2 weeks, you got just do the whole season.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing. If the NFL already has rumors, hey, we want to go to week 20, get rid of a preseason game. First of all, the bodies just aren't going to uphold it. They just want more. If you want more football without having to possibly give 2 bye weeks or 2 more weeks added on without a bye week and these guys are complaining, if you could go to OT, just let's let it go.
Yeah.
Let them just play ball then at the end of the day. You have a lot more viewers at the end of the day. I mean, I would let it go the whole season. I agree, though. It has to be a change. I don't like one and done with a touchdown, and I don't. If you're going to just if it's a sudden death with touchdowns, then make it a sudden death with all points. But if you're going to make the change to whoever scores, the ball's going back no matter what. I think it's just going to be, it's more football that the NFL wants, more money in their pockets too. I would be a fan with that, and it helps not extend the weeks and the players start complaining. But Chris, I saw you were going to join in about some NFL rules here. What are your thoughts?
I agree. I think they should definitely change it, and we all know that the reason why this rule in the playoffs is around is because of Josh Allen. Because we all know him because he had those 2 years. He had that year where he was beating Kansas City. Kansas City came all the way back, and then they freaking beat him in overtime. And Josh Allen got mad because Kansas City scored right away, and he never got the ball back.
But he left too much time for Mahomes in the first place.
No, that's their damn fault. So I don't know why the hell he bitched. So, but no, I agree.
Yeah, don't bite the hand that feeds.
I can kind of see where Aaron gets it for the last 2 weeks, because the last 2 weeks, that's when it really comes down to it, because you're fighting for seeds in the playoffs, divisions. But I just feel like if you're going to do it for the whole postseason, like Eddie said, I feel like that you should just do it for the whole entire season. Because think about it, and Ryan, I know you're not going to like this part. I'll give you an example.
Just bring it on.
During the Super Bowl last year, all these old players who were around the game, and during this first year with the rules being applied, San Francisco didn't know the rules. And they kicked the field goal in the Super Bowl, and they let Mahomes get the ball back and let him go all the way down the field and win.
Yeah.
And Shanahan even said it after the game. He goes, I didn't even realize that freaking the new rule was applied that the new rules were applied right now.
I'll tell you what.
But also the league very clearly instructed both teams on these new
But that's
rules.
on
So
the-
that's not even an excuse.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's on them. Like, it's your job as the coach to listen to these rules and tell your players, like, these are the rules now. Because I guarantee you, if he fucking remember this, there's no way in hell that the 49ers kick that field goal. They're fucking going for it again.
Yeah, they're putting all their chips on the table because this is Vegas after all where this happened. They're putting all their chips on the table. They're going for it there. If they had known, but they were probably a little too busy putting in some bets or something. I don't know.
If they knew about that, man, we would have been talking about potentially 49ers being the champs and fucking Taylor Swift not celebrating on that goddamn field.
Yeah, we'd be
Travis
talking
Kelce.
about Brock Purdy as probably a $70 million man, most likely.
Who
Assuming he
was-
leads the team
Who
to a
was
Super
the
Bowl
last
win.
pick in the draft?
Well, let's get back to the Commanders
That
and
too.
Falcons, because the reason why I want to get back to it is because the Commanders' defense. This is a rookie for the Falcons as a quarterback. How in the hell do they give up so much yardage? Like, it's week upon
I
week
don't know.
upon week with the Commanders. You know, like Chris put it out right here. I'm gonna read it off real quick. They gave up 312 total yards to the Steelers. And the Steelers are not that great on offense, and we've seen it over the past 3 to 4 weeks. Like I said, 1-4 over the last 5 games. I kind of already seen it happen, but I'm gonna continue. Week 11, they gave up 434 total yards to the Eagles. Like,
That was the Saquon game.
like,
Oh, yeah.
and that's when
Saquon.
games.
like that's rough. And then also, you give up 332 total yards to the Cowboys
To the
with Cooper Rush at QB. Like, that is insane.
Inexcusable, honestly.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
Wow.
There's no-
Well, of course you'd say that.
Dude, there's no fucking excuses. A backup quarterback.
But yeah, so the question I want to ask you guys is, can the Commanders defense, are they able to handle this playoff when the temperature is about to go crazy above, like, through the roof? What do you think, Eddie?
The problem with them is they're bottom 5 against the run. I know they had some injuries up front. They missed Jonathan Allen for a good portion of the year. They brought in second round Jerzon Dune, the second round rookie. He came in, he struggled a little bit. They just get no push up front. A lot of double teams up front. Their edge rushers are fun. Dante Fowler's had a resurgence of a year, but against the run, these guys that are not, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess disciplined a lot. Against the run, have better play recognition. So, against the run, that would be my guess as to why. And, they're not a heavy blitzing team, I'm pretty sure. The secondary themselves, they didn't really do a whole lot in the offseason to improve. The secondary last year was pitiful, dreadful. Like, I can't even think of a good adjective to describe it, because you're starting Emmanuel Forbes last year, who already got cut, your first round pick from a year ago. So, for me personally, it's a lot of it's, I think, up front was injuries, not getting pushed. If you're not also gonna stop the run, you're going to get blown up in play action. You're going to get blown up as well. The middle field's going to be wide open. So if they could stop the run, it's going to help out their young secondary as well.
Yeah.
But Jonathan Allen's back. I think he was on a snap count because Jerzon did start last week. But he is back, so maybe these numbers could be a little bit patted down.
Yeah.
But listen, we've seen. I don't think they're a team that's going to survive this way. But if the defense struggles, I do see Jaden's a guy who can go back and forth with these guys and bring that offense in a back and forth offensive shootout. But I don't know if that's the Commanders want to do that.
That's the thing, bro. Back when you get into the playoffs, it could be just that one turnover and really turn the whole entire game around. Like, say you're going against the Rams. Sean McVay could cook up a good defense with his D coordinator to force a turnover against Jaden Daniels. Same thing how the Falcons did. Like, that scares me because he's really good at a QB, as a rookie QB, coming in and taking over the Commanders and actually excelling. You know what I mean? But I want to continue to talk about rookie QBs. The Eagles' rookie QB came in the game for Kenny Pickett and pulled off the damn victory, bro.
I'm so glad Tanner got a chance.
Like,
I
don't even know what to say.
I looked at his film. Well, I don't know if he's a rookie or a second year guy, whatever. I know, but he was highly recruited. I went to Stanford. Guy had a lot of injury problems, but his arm talent was phenomenal there. But he couldn't read anything properly. His pocket presence was terrible. So I was still a fan of his upside wise. So I'm glad to see that he looked well in the small sample size. But I think the overall picture of this is what's been built for that offense.
Yeah.
You can basically insert anybody you want because we've seen Kenny Pickett struggle. We've seen even Hurts struggle before, he came in. Same thing. And Tanner McKee's a guy that people are like, all right, this guy can't be that, special. He's a 6th round, third string. He looks comfortable. And he looked very comfortable in the pocket, looked very system based. This is a guy, we have Howie Roseman on these notes over here, GM of the year type guy.
Yeah.
Howie Roseman, about 8 years ago, was on the hot seat because the guy was not, any trade he was doing was terrible. It was an awful trades, awful signings. this is a guy that was kind of just going name hunting, and that was it, and not hiring the right coach. They brought in Chip Kelly. That experiment didn't work out.
They tried Sam Bradford for that 1 year too.
Yeah, I went to that Eagles game too, 2015.
You can see how that worked out.
Yeah, I mean, so like he's a guy. He settled down, didn't let the pressure get to him. I brought in Doug, and Doug has his own system. We've seen it in his both tenures, and goes and just got the guys that fit Doug's system, and everything's kind of carried on since then. And I mean, I don't know how he has seen in the scouting department too, because they're finding guys in the late rounds too. They found Reed Blankenship in the later rounds as well. I mean, so this is a guy here that deserves all the credit in the world. And I hate to admit it because I can't stand him, but like, shout out Howie, because he's really showing guys, GMs in the league, soon to be GMs, scouts, how to really properly build a team. And I said it in a couple podcasts ago. Start in the trenches. Look at both their trenches. Their defensive line, their fifth string is his name's Moro Ajamba. He's from Texas. He's like a second-year guy.
Okay.
Blowing up plays last week. And it's like you have all that depth you can rotate in, you're always going to win. Your edge rushers are great. Your offensive line is top-notch across the board. Forget about it. So that's how he built it upon there. So I've been saying it. Good for him though. Good for the Eagles is, sorry, hate to say that. But
Good for the
hate to say that. I hate to say that.
But let's scroll back up. Let's talk about the NFL playoff scenarios. You want to bring that in, Chris?
Yeah, sure. So, as many of you guys know, we're going into Week 18. There are still many teams in the hunt right now to make the playoffs, and it's very interesting. The first team we're going to talk about is Eddie's Miami Dolphins. For them to make it, they need to beat my fucking Jets on Sunday, which shouldn't be that freaking hard.
That's doable, I'd say.
And then they're gonna need the Broncos to lose to Kansas City, even though that game's gonna be tough because Kansas City is starting all of their key players. They're gonna be starting Carson Wentz on Sunday, so that will be.
Did you call Carson Wentz a key player?
No.
Carson Wentz key player in 2025?
I said they're starting their
big
key
2-2-4?
players, and Carson Wentz is playing.
No, you meant to say that. Yeah, they're sitting out their key
Yeah,
players.
they're
So
sitting out their key
Patrick, Travis.
Yeah, you had me
yeah.
for a
I
second.
was like, holy
Yeah.
fuck, Carson Wentz is key now.
The next
yeah.
team is the Denver Broncos. For the Broncos, it's simple. If they just beat Kansas City, they're in. That's all they have to do. For the Cincinnati Bengals, which this team you can never count out when you got number 9 under. This dude, I'm telling you right now, if the Bengals were not going to end the season 9-8, we would be having a different conversation saying that Joe Burrow is the fucking MVP. Don't you fucking wave your finger.
You see it. He's the MVP. Like I say all the time.
We're not up to that point, so sit your fucking ass down. Now for the Bengals, they're going to need a lot of key things. They need the Dolphins to lose to the Jets. They also need to beat their division rival Pittsburgh Steelers on Saturday. And they're going to need the Broncos to lose to Kansas City, which, once again, that's going to be tough with Kansas City sitting out all their key players. And then the most interesting one, the AFC North Division, it's coming down to two teams, the Baltimore Ravens and the downfall team that we know as the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I called it, bro. I said it 5 weeks ago when before 1-4, only win they had against the Browns. They just been on a downfall.
And now for the Ravens, this is how they could get the division title. All they got to do is win, or Pittsburgh needs to lose, or they got to tie with Cincinnati. For the Steelers, all they need is to win on Saturday, and they're going to need Baltimore to lose to Cleveland, which, to be quite true, I don't think that's going to fucking happen.
Hey, man.
Yeah, you remember the last time that Pittsburgh had to trust the Browns to actually do something and lock up the division? It was
Baltimore?
2018, week 17. That did not happen at all. They had to rely on a rookie Baker Mayfield to try to get them into the playoffs as the AFC North champions. That did not pan out. You saw all the Steelers players crying on the field after their win against the Bengals to just complete the collapse of probably the decade, in my opinion.
And now you got to rely on Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Davis Winston, not Deshaun Watson, Dorian, whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's a guaranteed loss either way.
And then the last two teams to talk about is the two remaining teams fighting for the NFC South. We got the Buccaneers and we got the Atlanta Falcons, who are running with a rookie quarterback right now. Buccaneers, all they need to do is they gotta win, and the Falcons needs to lose to the Panthers. Which those two games, The Buccaneers and Falcons both kind of got lucky because they're literally playing their two worst teams in their division. They're playing the freaking Saints and then they're playing the fucking Panthers. Lucky for the Falcons, they need to win and they need to hope that the Buccaneers lose. But they both can't lose if you're Atlanta because if you both lose, Tampa Bay gets the division. But I feel like that's going to be very interesting. But in my opinion, I think that the Buccaneers are going to take it.
Yeah, no, the Buccaneers are hot right now. I don't know.
My question for you guys, of course, I like how you highlight the Ravens and the Steelers, bro. Who would have known that the Ravens gonna win the damn division? I didn't know that. Not one bit. Beginning of the season, they had like how many L's in a row? I think 2 or 3. But no, you know what happened? Lamar Jackson stepped up, a.k.a. Big Trust. You know what I mean? Big Money Man Jackson. We're going to call him Mr. January coming soon. Coming soon.
Oh, hang on.
Another
we just
MVP
need to get
as
to the
well.
Super Bowl first, and then we could give him the Mr. January nickname, perhaps.
Listen, man. Like I said last podcast, I say Lamar Jackson is the Aaron Judge of football. This man goes off during the regular season, wins his MVPs and shit. But then in the playoffs, he disappears.
It's a
he
different
can't
time.
fucking do it in the playoffs. Last year, he freaking lost to Kansas City because you know what they didn't do? They didn't run the damn football.
And guess what now? Guess who I got in the backfield? I got the King Henry. At 33 years old, still towing that rock.
King Henry, but
stop playing.
You got to still hope that your quarterback can perform in the playoffs because guess what? If you don't, then guess what? He ain't getting that fucking MVP.
I ain't worried about a damn thing. He gonna win the division, get another MVP, and take his winning ways into January and go into the Super Bowl in February. And I cannot wait.
You're saying that who was surprised that Baltimore was gonna win the? Everyone thought they were gonna win the division.
Yeah, okay. Mid-season, everybody was like kind of shaky on the Ravens, but nah.
Listen, when you lose to Vegas, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have my questions.
Hey,
well, everybody
I'm
was
gonna have
also
my
just as shaky about Pittsburgh too. I mean, they started Justin Fields the first few weeks, and nobody was certain about what Chef Russ had in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh once he was healthy, so none of that was really certain at that.
I do have a question. It's a topic of discussion. I want to bring up because I have a buddy who's a Steeler fan, and he kind of asked me. If the Steelers lose miss out on the division, obviously they're in the playoffs. Is what it is. Is Mike Tomlin? Would you fire Mike Tomlin? It's a genuine question.
I said this 2 years ago. He should have been fired because the thing about it, mediocrity, average. I don't like that.
Yeah.
9 and 8. Whatever it is now, no.
Yeah.
It's all about winning Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about stacking up the chips like the Ravens do, getting Derrick Henry, going out drafting great players and stuff like that, trying to test OBJ a few years back.
Yeah.
He doesn't even do none of that.
No.
He should have been fired. He's holding the Steelers back from success. Like, realistically, they need to go to the Sean McVay coaching tree, knock on the door, snatch out the OC, or go to the Lions, go take the OC. You need to develop a new modern day of football.
Yeah.
It's a passing league. Why is Najee Harris toting that thing like it's goddamn 2001, bro?
My problem.
Oh, it's a Steeler way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been that way for at least the past decade plus. Yeah. I mean, that standard is the standard. They have that to live up to because that's really all that Tomlin gives in his post-game press conferences now. They're all cliches. Yeah. It's been that way for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's one of the big reasons why some Steeler fans want him fired after every single game for, say, the past 5 years.
Yeah.
He also has the incapability of bringing in the proper coordinators. Like, I mean,
Matt Canada, anyone?
Matt Canada experience. I mean, ever since Todd, they had Todd Haley before he left. That's when Canada came in, and now you brought Arthur Smith, and the offense looks stale. And it's really like the play calling is sus. They're trying to run the ball. You have no weapons because Pickens has been hurt. So is he your entire offense realistically? I don't know I don't know, but I think a change of scenery has to be done. This is to me like, and I hate to bring his name up, but I'm not doing it to clown you. Rodgers in Green Bay. You like as great as his career has been, because Tomlin has had a great career. Like he has, he's won a ring. He has never had a losing season. You hit a point where now it's like, well, there's no growing. Where we've been stuck here for X amount of time. Like it reminds you of Rodgers, and it's like, hey, we got to move on. And it also reminds you of Dwayne Casey when he was in Toronto.
Yeah,
they let him go. It's like always in the playoffs, losing the second round, and then you bring in Nick Nurse, and obviously Kawhi was a big reason why they won the shit. But
hey, shout out to my guy coming back soon, baby.
I
fucking
walked into it. Shut
some
the
more
fuck up.
ammo. Kawhi Leonard's coming back, yo. January 13th. I cannot
Well, they
wait.
said he was going to come back December 1st, and he's still not back.
Y'all seen the commercial? Y'all seen that commercial with the New Balance? He coming back next week. I can't wait, bro. I cannot wait.
Well, air quotes on next week. Air quotes.
Air quotes, yeah. Kawhi air quote Leonard.
But nah, what were you saying though about the Steelers again?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, a change of scenery is needed. It's one of those where, like, there's no improvement. Like, seems like it has to, a fresh breath of air has to be done. The Steelers are just a team that very, like you kind of said, Ryan, they have a standard here. And they've had a standard for 60 years. We're Chuck, 60? Yeah. Chuck Noll for 30, Bill Cowher for 15, Tomlin for the last 15 as well. It's like, okay, cool. You've had 3 coaches in 60 years. Congratulations. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a fresh breath of air. Tomlin is a culture guy. That's it. There's nothing else. When you have the incapability of bringing in a good OC or DC for the past couple of years, you're gonna have to answer the questions. And his post-game press conferences. I mean, if I was a Steeler fan, I probably would have broke my TV a couple of times. Those the cliches got to, like I said, they got to go. But I think he should be fired if it's failed. Yeah.
Should have been gone 2 years ago. Honestly, man. I love Mike Tomlin because like I say all the time, it's a black on black thing. You know what I mean? It is. Not gonna cap. I can't hate on the man, but the thing is, he already had his time. It's time to put in some new, fresh faces within that coaching staff because the Steelers are right there, making over that hump, over and going into next season. You got you a QB, you got you a backup that's young, that'll learn and develop with Russ. You know what I mean? It's time to add the correct pieces around to be a competitive team going into the postseason because the Ravens, they about to take the division, like literally, and it's crazy to say that. They got the young gun, went to go get Derrick Henry. Got Zay Flowers 1,000 yards. I didn't know Zay Flowers was capable of even doing that. You know?
No, hell yeah, I did. I compared him. I scouted him. I said I said he AB tendencies. After catching the ball, he's running after the catch, dude. He's all AB. I'm telling you.
All right, Steve Smith
Jr.
I'm telling over
you.
here scouting these wide receivers.
I'm telling you. I was such a Zay guy, dude. Diving back into the playoff scenarios real quick. I want to go back to the AFC. Of course, I have to go back to the AFC. I'll ask you guys around the room. Who do you think's taking that 7th seed though? Out of all these scenarios and everything else.
Ooh, that's a good one. You got the Broncos, you got the Bengals,
and you got the Dolphins.
Listen, there's no hard feelings, brother. Because if Miami makes it or not, it's like I'll be cool to make it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The way NFL script works, they're gonna want the Bengals
they're going to.
Yeah,
100%.
They have to. That's Joe Burrow. That's Mr. Shiesty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just a simple question. Do you want to see a rookie quarterback in the postseason, and Tua with freaking, or even if you're gonna see Tua because you never know his fucking injuries.
Yeah, it's hip now, yeah.
Or do you want to see Joe Burrow when every time when it comes into a big game, freaking lights it up? Think about it. This dude, the last few games, killing it. Like I said before,
he's been killing the entire year.
No, I know, and think about it. And I think he's only, I looked this up before with it, I think he's like 350 yards away from throwing for 5,000. And think about it. This quarterback's about to throw for 5,000 yards, and his team will probably end up 9-8.
That's crazy.
Kind of sad.
What do you think, Ryan? What you think?
Now, I can honestly see the Broncos making that push.
Okay.
I mean, they almost beat Kansas City earlier in the year. All they got to do, like we were saying, just beat the Chiefs and you're in. And Bo Nix has really stepped it up these past couple of weeks. I mean, as long as he just doesn't go to his nickname that is Mo Picks, that I could very well see Denver getting into the playoffs this time around. They've had a hell of a year under Sean Payton, and both sides of the ball having awesome seasons. I mean, granted, they'll probably be a wild card team at best. Wild card loss. I don't really see him making them that much further past that, but hey, maybe they can fire off a good run for all we know.
The thing about Bo Nix, he's literally, Sean Payton is turning him into Drew Brees 2.0. Accuracy. Literally.
I mean, I'm not saying this.
And I'm like, sheesh.
I was watching. Who did they just play? Cincy. I was watching that whole game, and I've watched a couple of Bo Nix games. I think he's a little overrated.
Really?
I think he's a little overrated.
Okay.
I think his play style is gonna get him killed. Is gonna cost the Broncos some games down the road.
I agree. But you gotta admit, the dude has a cannon.
No, his arm strength has always been a thing. His arm strength is phenomenal. His deep accuracy is great. I've noticed a lot, and the Bengals figured it out because they brought Mike Hilton off a nickel blitz like 20% of the time in this game, and you contain the pocket. Bo Nix does not want to stand in that pocket with poise and deliver. He doesn't have that much in him. A lot of design plays of him just getting the ball and stepping, rolling out right away. You're instantly creating pressure for yourself, whether it's designed or not. Bo Nix loves to just roll out right away with no pressure. And the Bengals said, okay, we're going to blitz from one side, from your dominant side, on the right side here. and well, technically it's the weak side, and we're gonna contain you, and then you have to when you're drifting out to that side, you have to go 15 yards back more and create more pressure for yourself. The play's already broken. I don't like that play style. I don't know if that's Sean making him comfortable or whatnot, because I don't see a lot of Bo standing in the pocket a lot, and but I'm not sold on Bo yet. I really don't think, and I think his ceiling is a lot lower than people are looking at as well.
All right, so who do you got sneaking in the 7th seed then? Who do you got?
And contradicted myself. Denver is a very easy path.
Yeah.
I don't see how they can't get in.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Chiefs put up a fight. I think you're in that Andy Reid system. Listen, Andy Reid. Listen, I'm speaking as a Dolphins fan. You owe us from fucking 5 years ago, Andy Reid. Please, please. But all you gotta do is win against second and third stringers in Kansas City. I don't know. I could see Carson Wentz kind of reviving himself a little bit in this game, but at the end of the day, if Denver can't win this, then they just don't deserve to be in.
Yeah, I know.
That's just as simple as that.
It annoys me that they're in this position that they have control of what the path is for them.
It's literally just one thing: win.
Yeah.
The last 2 weeks, all they had to do was win. It's been incapable of doing it.
When it comes down to these 3 teams that are in the hunt, whoever makes it's going to have a really tough game because they're going to have to go to play Buffalo, a.k.a. who has the MVP, Josh Allen.
Hold up.
Oh, so we're really making these arguments now?
Hold up.
It's every week,
Oh, boy.
But I want to stay in the NFC. I like how you brought up the East. Let's highlight your Jets, man. What's the new news with your Jets?
Yeah, what the hell are the Jets doing, my guy?
New head coach, DJ Reed. Bring in that news, Chris.
We're really torturing the one Jets fan here, making him read this.
Every week.
Damn. I'm sorry for you, Chris, by the way. I'm sorry.
As many of y'all know, my Jets are basically the highlight of this year. Every fucking week, there's got to be a problem. Obviously, we know about fucking a couple weeks ago when we found out that Woody Johnson didn't trade for Judy because he listened to his stupid 17-year-old fucking son and looked at his Madden rating, which is still fucking unbelievable. And then we had many things cap up with the Jets. Just like an hour or two ago, Schefter put out a tweet how Aaron Rodgers said that potentially Sunday this could be his last game in the NFL.
Thank God.
And from me to him, Aaron Rodgers, you had a great career, but it's time for you to fuck off and get the hell out of New York. You have been horrible for this franchise. And the sad part is, even though they're not going to go to the playoffs, with the way this stat is, he probably has the best stat for a Jets quarterback in the last 10 to fucking 15 years.
Probably since Testaverde, actually.
Yes,
So
he's probably been the best Jets quarterback since fucking Vinny Testaverde.
Well, you could also make a fair argument for Chad Pennington, too, because people forget
Chad
he was
Pennington's
looking like a
one of
potential MVP candidate before he tore his rotator cuff.
And listen, we could talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick, but listen, he blew it in the final. He blew it in the fucking big game against the Buffalo Bills, where all you had to do was win, you make the playoffs, and literally he turned into Ryan Shitpatrick.
Yeah, and that 2016 just wasn't it either.
How would you feel if Rex Ryan became the head coach again?
Listen, I think it's very interesting, but I feel like that I wouldn't mind it because even though he's more of a defensive guy, but you got to give it to him. With this defense, if he could fix this defense, which I'm also hoping that Jeff Ulbrich, I hope you keep your job as the defensive coordinator because this season was not your fucking fault. You had no idea that you were going to be the head coach at some point. You should go back to being the defensive coordinator. But I feel like that with Rex Ryan at the hand and Jeff Ulbrich back at the DC, I feel like that he could fix his fucking defense. Because think about it. When he was the coach, they didn't really have good records, but think about it. He, back-to-back years, Rex Ryan took them to the AFC Championship game, and they came up just short. The 1 year against Indianapolis, they were fucking beating them, and then they blew it. And then friggin' that 1 year against the Pittsburgh Steelers where they came up just short. But think about it. He almost took them to 2 Super Bowls, and they really didn't have, the best record, but, they had some good players, and that was with Mark Sanchez at the fucking quarterback position. Jesus fucking Christ.
But yo, man, what's it called, man? I want to highlight some quick fantasy football talk with some player of the week. First, we're gonna start on the NFC side. Mr. Malik Neighbors, 1,000-yard rookie receiver.
Which I'm surprised with all those fucking quarterbacks.
It's insane. He's playing with Drew Lock.
And Tommy DeVito.
Bruh.
This rookie weapon class is nuts.
And just not even
1,000 yards.
4 of them. Who the receivers
Brock,
again?
Ladd, Brock, Ladd, Malik, and Brian Thomas, all 1,000 yards so far. I don't know who else. If anyone else is close right now. But
McConkey, I think he hit over 1,000.
Brock.
Yeah, he did.
Marv's not close right now. I think Marv's probably like around 800.
Like, bro, this is insane what they're doing. But the NFC Player of the Week, we have Malik Neighbors, 7 receptions, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns. On the AFC side, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's all I could say. Because, Ryan, that's on me.
which is a very good time to bring up since we are talking about fantasy. Listen, this is a great matchup between me and you. You already
I'm winning.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. I'm winning.
Yes, sir, dude.
With all due respect.
I love that.
That title is mine.
But listen, I respect playing you because you know that every single goddamn time me and you are in the league, we always somehow manage to find each other in the championship.
Yeah, somehow, some way. We always end up making it a title fight. That's for sure.
But I hate to break you the news right now. Thanks to our grateful commissioner over here.
Hey, man.
Who not only told me to start Jackson Smith and Jigba over T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Still fucking pissed off at you about that.
Yeah.
But I hope you know that this championship is only for bragging rights.
Bragging rights, but also I did add to it, whoever wins from the championship can give me a punishment as long as it doesn't have to cost me any money.
I think you should make him wear a 49ers jersey.
Oh.
I have no problem wearing 49ers. I don't want to wear a
Now, that
fucking
doesn't
Aaron
seem
Rodgers
cruel
jersey.
enough, though.
Like,
That's it. We're giving Aaron Rodgers jersey.
like,
He
if I have
just
to wear
fucking
that
expose
shit,
himself.
I'll be mad.
I
Like,
gave him the idea as a joke, saying that he should wear a Quinnen Williams jersey and say Quinnen Williams is better than Aaron Donald. Facts.
Oh.
no, I don't know.
That it's not true, but I would just love to hear you say it.
Like, that's crazy work. Like, that's crazy work, bro. I don't know.
But to all the people out there, let me give you some stories about our friend Aaron here, the league commissioner.
Yeah.
This dude talks so much shit, and he says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. This dude made so many trades during the season, and he said his one goal was to beat the both of us. Motherfucker couldn't even do both.
But I tell you one thing I did. Listen, the one thing I did do caused injuries upon injuries upon injuries, baby. Yeah. Hold up. CMC down. Rashid Rice down. Who else did I cause injury upon?
CMC?
Yeah, CMC.
Don't remind me.
Let me think. Hey, no, listen, guys. It wasn't my fault that he said Ryan texted in group chat. He's like, "What about CMC?" Nah, F that. The whole Niners offense down.
Well, think about it. You didn't do anything to Brandon Ayuk. So.
Oh yeah.
He just kind of.
There was no reason to do anything that Ayuk did. There was no reason.
They paid him all that money for what, man? How do you feel about that, Niners fan?
There's a lot to be frustrated about here.
Listen, we could spend like a whole show talking about the 49ers downfall.
I know.
Oh, I could yap for like a whole hour. You'd have to call the show Yappy Hour with Ryan Pagano at this
But
point.
after that, let's get into the recent changes in the NFL, in the upcoming NFL draft.
Yep.
Fuck yes.
To the New York Giants fans out there, y'all fucked up big time. If y'all lost on Sunday, you would have secured the #1 overall pick, and you could have drafted the franchise quarterback that you needed since you drafted fucking Eli Manning. But guess what? You know what you did? You won. And guess what? With that win, not only did you lose the #1 pick, you got the #4 pick, and look at all these mock drafts. By the time you get to 4, all the two main quarterbacks in this draft are going to be gone. Shador and Cam Ward are going to be gone. The only way that you're getting them is unless you make a trade. I have a feeling that they will try to make a trade, but Giants fans, I don't know what the fuck you were thinking. I know that there are many Giants fans out there super mad right now that they won this game. And guess what? I don't blame them one bit. All you had to do was just lose. Even though you did knock Indianapolis out, so what? Let Joe fucking Flacco and Anthony Richardson with his badass back keep fucking playing.
I like how you brought up the 2 QBs because Eddie, my question for you is because you're Mr. Scoutman, Mr. Ed Analytics, right? Do you think the Patriots are going to trade down? Because I don't see Cleveland trying to pick up a QB because of Deshaun Watson situation.
Here's the thing: New England can get a haul. They're gonna get a haul. You can trade. I know that you can sit there and take Trav at 1, which I think is what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But if I'm there, I'm at the combine. I'm going around going, "Hey, listen, it's up for grabs. Let me know." You're like, I don't even know. I don't know if the Vegas, for one example. Mark Davis is going to slam that table for either Shedeur, probably Shedeur, because of the whole Dion rumors and everything like that, bringing him into Vegas. Vegas would give you a haul to go up to 1. Is it worth going down and missing out on a guy like Travis Hunter who's generational? I don't know. I don't know if it is. But I would expect them to stay put, but I would trade down if I'm New England. I do think Cleveland looks at the quarterback market.
Really? Because
I don't know the Watson contract off the top of my head.
They did restructure it.
They restructured it, but they did state they're bringing in competition, whether that's through the draft or free agency. I would think it's free agency. I don't think you're going to have a QB sit for a year.
All right, man. Kirk Cousins, he's about to be available. Why not?
Can you imagine these two, like, they're two starter or backup making like $100 million?
I know, that'd be crazy.
Come on. Don't do that.
How insane would that be?
Don't do that. That's just disgusting to think about. So, they're not out of the hook. I'm curious to see what Tennessee does. I think they should go quarterback, but I don't know if Callahan still believes in Levis or not. We'll see if that's the experiment.
The top 10 teams are very interesting because obviously for the top 4, we got New England, Tennessee, Cleveland, the Giants, and then 5 through 10, we got Jacksonville, Carolina, the Jets, Vegas, Chicago, and New Orleans. To be honest, the only 2 teams that I feel like that could make that's below the top 5 that could try to move up to get a quarterback is either going to be Vegas, like you just said, or it might be the Jets because, like I just talked about before with the Jets, Aaron Rodgers might be retiring, so you're going to need a fucking quarterback. And like you said with Mark Davis, they need a quarterback badly because their 2 main quarterbacks that they had there are 3 quarterbacks that they had this year with Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and fucking Desmond Ridder.
The Patriots, bro, they're like in a win-lose situation because if you drop down, you might lose the chance to get the generational talent, like you said, Travis Hunter.
Or even get a haul.
Yeah. You could get that big haul and turn it into something amazing because Drake May is a great QB.
Oh, my God, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you give him weapons, he could thrive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. he's a future MVP candidate.
Like,
that's just my
yeah,
take.
it's the Patriot way.
It's crazy to see them in this position because I was not expecting them to be here. Like you said, the Giants won over the weekend for no reason. Like, this is about to be an interesting draft.
Go right ahead. I'm gonna put this on record. I'm gonna be very risky. I'm putting this on record.
Okay.
I'm not mad at the Giants like everyone else is.
Yeah.
I don't think losing on purpose, tanking, which it's kind of I feel like is impossible in the NFL because Darius Slayton said it best, where we're not gonna go out there and get hit just on purpose and get smacked around. Like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't take either one of these quarterbacks. I don't believe in the franchise changer that they are. I think there's a lot of question marks, more than you expected in your top quarterbacks. With Shedeur. Shedeur's pocket awareness is bad. Not a guy who steps up, guy who likes to drop back a lot. You guys play Madden. You know when you drop back, pressure comes at you right away. And he rolls out before pressure gets him. His decision-making's off. You're going to have to deal with the Dion nonsense coming in. We'll see if that plays a role at all. Cam Ward's a guy, too, where his arm talent is phenomenal. Everyone's like, oh, he plays the game so smooth. His poise. Like, he stood in the bowl game. He stood still and just delivered a pass. Like, there was no pressure. Everyone's like, it's sick. I think that's something that backfires on you, and that's his play style. Yeah. If you're too poised in the pocket, the NFL defenses are a lot faster. It's got to be something you got to grow out of a little bit and just kind of have a little bit of a bounce, not happy feet, and move around. You can't sit there because they're not going to rush. That's not going to be 2-man rushes that there was in that clip of him standing still or 3. I'm not sold on these guys. I'd be more focused on getting a bridge quarterback.
Okay.
Check out the market of Sam. We'll see. He's going to get a bag probably. Check it out.
Yeah.
For a year, look at Kirk Cousins. He's not going to be worth anything. I know it's a lot of money you would bring on the books. Check it out. I'm not sure what Fields' contract situation or if the Steelers want to trade him. Look at him for a year. Because next year's class might be, it's going to be something. You got Drew Aller looking already, along with Arch. If Quinn Ewers stays another year like he should, you got 3 guys right there that first-round picks right there. Or I'd be more fine with taking a guy in the second or third round of this upcoming draft. And depending who it is, I don't even know off the top of my head.
Well, Drew Aller was going to be a big question because even though he did say that next year he would come back.
He's returning, yeah.
But you never know. There are many people think that Penn State goes on a big run in the playoffs. And
yeah, he might declare that out of nowhere, yeah.
If he does really good, then he might reconsider going to the NFL draft. But
he's got a lot of question marks too, but we'll see. I don't know.
I'm just going to say this for Giants fans because I freaking know you. Because I just have this strong feeling that, Aaron, I told you this.
I know he's going.
I'm telling you, bro, I think that they're going to fucking take again next year, and they're going to try to go in the family tree, and they're gonna draft Arch Manning because it's the Manning way. I just have a fucking feeling that's gonna happen.
Just go with what you know when in doubt.
Listen, Giants
Can people
fans,
afford that though?
if y'all
I
do
don't know
this
if
shit, I'm gonna be so mad because I'm a Manning guy for life. Peyton Manning is my number one guy. I have a card from 2007 when he was playing for the Colts. I love Peyton Manning. Super Bowl 50, bro. I literally have a video on my Instagram, bro, me geeking because I seen Brock Osweiler playing like shit and Peyton Manning walked on the field. I'm like, the savior, he's back. Please do not go to the Giants. If they're even in the top 3 vicinity for picks, yo, go back to school. Go back to school. Take that extra year.
When he heard the Jets were gonna friggin' potentially draft
Yeah,
them.
go back to school, bro.
Or just pull your uncle, and if you get drafted by the Giants, but I'm not playing for you guys, and go somewhere else.
Please. Jesus
But
Christ.
another big question about the draft is we obviously saw the game yesterday between Penn State and Boise State.
Hell of a
And
game.
obviously, we got settled down over there.
I will say that as a Penn State guy myself, so
And
I'm going to be a
listen,
little biased.
And we all know that one of the big names out there yesterday, not Drew Aller, was running back Ashton Gentry. And I just got a quick question. I'm just going to ask you guys one at a time. Who do you think that a team should draft them?
Go ahead, did you?
Aaron?
So from the top 5 picks,
Well, according to Tankathon, he's projected to go 13th.
13.
He's a lottery guy in NBA terms, I feel like.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the Carolina Panthers might snipe him early.
Even
on.
with Chuba getting his extension and Jonathan
Oh yeah, I
Brooks.
did forgot about Chuba getting his extension. That's a valid point.
If you want my opinion, I feel like that a team that might have to trade up for him, or if he's available at the spot to take him, the Cowboys.
It seems like a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Seems
The
like a
Cowboys
lot.
need a running back because look at their running back room this year. They have Rico Dowell. They had old ass Ezekiel Elliott, who they literally just cut the other day, and they freaking signed old ass Dalvin Cook.
I'll say this: if he doesn't make you outside the top 10, it's because let's say hypothetically, this first round we have up on the screens, this top 10 is how it looks in April, and no one trades up and whatever the case is. I think you circle number 8 with Vegas.
Vegas.
That could be in.
I mean,
especially with losing Josh.
It's not a simple fix. Part of the rebuild. Obviously, Antonio Pierce I think needs to be fired.
Yeah.
But then you bring in an offensive-minded guy, maybe a ground pound guy. Look at Jim Harbaugh's been doing it in LA, and you bring in a bridge quarterback. If you bring in a guy like Genty, and you rely on him a little bit,
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I might counter that because I see New Orleans Saints. They're popping out to my eye because Alvin Kamara is on the downside, on the decline of his career.
I can kind of see
You
that.
know,
No,
and
he is.
It's a possibility.
I'm just
And
curious
they
what they're going to
still-
do with quarterback.
Yeah, and they still got their quarterback, Derek Carr.
I think he's gone. I think he's
No,
gone.
I think
he's
Derek
gone.
Carr is gonna
Okay.
walk. They gotta get.
Is he a free agent or can they cut him? For
No,
nothing?
I think they had. I think he signed a 4-year deal, but
Okay.
I'm just gonna say the Derek Carr experiment has not worked out for the New Orleans.
Well, brother, injury.
Well, to be fair, it's kind of hard to succeed when you have Dennis fucking Allen as your head coach.
who's a goddamn DC?
Yeah.
Trust
Like,
me,
we
my
clearly
team-
saw
my
how he
team knows
worked out
about
in
having
Oakland.
DCs as coaches.
Hey, that's tough. But yeah, man. Welcome to Who He Plays For. Today, we have a guest here. We have Ryan over here, man, rocking the young San Francisco 49er jersey. Shout out to CMC, aka Injury Man. But that's besides the point.
Yo, that's crazy.
Again with the CMC slander.
Of course,
crazy.
You caused it, so.
Hey, man, no, he caused it.
No, you caused it
He
because you had to
said it.
send them fucking voodoo shits. Ooga booga.
But yo, man, Who He Plays For is a game that we
Sell
play,
that one.
right? And the breakdown of this game is I have a list of some athletes, right, from NBA as well as the NFL. We break it up. I do about 7 of each from both leagues, right? Boom. I list their career paths, and it's upon them to guess who am I talking about. And first off, we are going to be talking about NFL. And the first guy I want to say, not even say, play for the Ravens.
That's it?
Yeah.
Ray Lewis?
No.
Yes. I'm so glad he wasted his guess just now. I am so glad he wasted his guess just now.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. You're doing all of us
yeah.
a favor here.
Oh, yeah. There's 2 rules. They each get 2 hints, a.k.a. 2 questions to ask me. And also, the rule that I installed last week is once you give your answer, they can have an opportunity to answer before you go again.
I'm so glad.
Trey Burton.
Thank God.
Trey Burton.
I gotta show you a TikTok later. I showed him at work the TikTok. Literally after we recorded.
No, when you see it, you're
It's
gonna
fucking
fucking
great. All right, you guys. All right, it's just there's so many guys that.
Yep. Only play for the
Wait, can
Ravens.
I still ask a hint even though I'm out, or do I gotta wait till my turn?
I would say you should hold off so they don't
Hey,
get.
don't do that. Don't tell
Oh,
him
yeah,
that,
no,
bro.
my bad.
Too bad. I ain't shutting my- I'm shutting my mouth until.
Well, I would like to use a hint.
What's up?
Offense or defense?
Neither.
Neither.
Justin Tucker.
Oh.
Got it.
Oh, that was a
Fuck
gimme.
you.
I'm so I was stuck
Okay,
between.
that
I
question gave it
thought
away.
I didn't know if he's gonna go that easy with Lamar. Then I thought of Ray Rice.
Yeah, that's why
I thought Ray
that's why I
Rice,
wore
so
the
like,
jersey
shit,
and they
bro.
trying to throw you guys out.
I was gonna say Lamar, but I'm like, there's no way this motherfucker's gonna do that.
All
Bro,
right.
fuck you.
All right, the next guy, right? Started with the Bills, went to the Patriots, Panthers, Colts.
Stephon Gilmore.
Damn, let me finish. Motherfucker. Golly.
Did he get it?
Wow.
Yes, Gilmore. That's my dude. I love Gilmore.
Because then why else would he say, wait till I finish?
Yeah.
I can't wait till I can't.
All right, bet you ready?
I can't.
The next guy, Cowboys.
That's it.
Just the
Yeah.
Cowboys?
Just the
Offense or
Cowboys.
defense?
He heard his lesson, dude.
Offense.
Troy Aikman.
Nope.
Des Bryant.
Nope.
Michael Irvin?
You gotta wait. He gets his
Oh,
opportunity.
that's mine.
Ah, damn it.
Come on.
The way. No, hold on. Give me a second.
What's
give me-
up?
Give me a second here. You guessed. You got your hint already. Okay.
Wait.
Retired.
No.
That's what I like to see. Zach Martin.
Yeah.
That's,
What the fuck?
That's exactly what I was waiting to say.
Fuck you.
Because I thought when you turned to him, you gave him a face. I'm like, I'm not ripping Michael Irvin as much as I want to.
Uh-huh. All right, bet. The next guy I have Buccaneers, Browns, Ravens, Jets, excuse me, Cowboys, Jets, Patriots, and ended his career as a Panther.
Vinny Testaverde.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Yo, hold the fuck up, man. Let me get my bag, man. Hold on, because I pulled some.
I'm feeling something right now.
Yeah, I pulled out some of them.
I only wrote Bucks. That was it.
Hold up, man. Hold on.
I
hold
didn't.
on, hold
I
on.
had. You said Jets twice, right?
Yes.
I didn't think you played the Jets twice.
I
That's
thought
why I
you were-
hesitated.
Ready?
I thought
This
they were-
one right here: Ravens, Titans, and Panthers.
Still playing?
No,
When did he retire?
2016.
Ooh, because I was about to rip something. I don't think the times.
And you said his final team was the
The
Panthers?
times don't match up. 20. Offense or defense?
Offense.
I might rip.
And you said he retired in 2016?
Yep.
I'm-
2000.
I'm-
Retired in 2016, and he's an offense. And what was the question that you asked again?
I guess offense or defense.
Yeah,
It's offense
offense,
or
yeah.
defense. I'm gonna.
This one's
Yeah.
a toughie.
Yeah.
You got a hint? You got a hint over there?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, Eddie. You kind of made me mad, bro.
Wait,
I'm not
can you
gonna lie.
repeat the teams again?
All right, bet the teams again are the Ravens, Titans, and he ended his career as a Panther in
Because I'm
2016.
pissed because it's
Wait, Ravens, Titans, and he ended with the Panthers.
Yup.
Derek Mason.
No.
Fuck! This guy I wanted to guess the entire time.
Jets legend Derek Mason?
Did he play for the Jets? I might fuck that one up. I'm gonna sit here and just and fucking be pissed.
Yep. Now it's upon Ryan and Chris to give a guess, and then it'll go back to Eddie. And also, you have 2 questions to ask Ryan upon. And Chris, you got one more.
Yeah, no, fuck.
What position did he play?
Lyman.
Oh, fuck
Go with that
you.
fucking
Lion,
Ohio
man.
bullshit.
Yeah. Eddie just made me mad. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't have done it if Eddie didn't make me mad. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. What you think? You got something right? You cooking, bruh?
I have a feeling. I did think of somebody, but it doesn't fit the career path. I was initially going to guess Ryan Khalil, but I forget he played for the Jets, so.
Again, the teams that this man played for is the Ravens, the Titans, and the Panthers. He retired in 2016. He's offense, and he's a lineman. A big boy, you know what I mean? Big back, big back.
Yeah, one of the big bag mofos.
Yeah, man. You just made me mad, man. I ain't gonna lie.
That team. Oh, Khalil, no. I mean, I can't guess anything right now.
Yeah, nor can I.
Well, I physically can't. As much as I'm trying my absolute hardest here.
Do you have any questions, Ryan? Because you have 2 questions to ask. Bless
What?
you.
When did he start his career? I know you.
Great
Great
question.
question.
Great
I like
question.
That one. That's a nice one.
Yeah, because he went until 2016, but when did
He
start?
started his career in 2009.
2009. Okay.
Short of his career.
Had to have been from the 09 drafts, naturally.
Yep.
Fuck me, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. It just hit me.
So I'm trying to think.
Who the hell is a good lineman?
In the 09 draft class.
There's such an easy hit to ask right now. Fuck.
And yet it is still.
I didn't think he played. I didn't think he
crossing
played
my
for one of
mind.
those teams. That's why. Okay.
Oh man.
How much time to get this set out? Oh.
Yeah, do we just have a limited time or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all another 30 seconds.
Oh, now the pressure's on.
Backpack. There's not a hint, guys. I swear, I'm just singing the song. I'm just singing backpack theme.
You guys have 20 seconds left. Chris, you cooking over there?
I'm fucking thinking my brain is fucking hurting right now. Wait, can I get the team one more time, please?
You're running up.
10
5,
seconds.
4,
I'm tapping out.
3, 2, 1. Eddie, what you got?
Michael Ower.
Yeah.
Michael Ober.
Michael blindside.
Lord, man.
Blindside.
Yeah.
At that point,
Yeah. Yes, he does.
Thank you.
fuck that fucking bullshit.
Thank
I knew I wasn't gonna get that.
That's why I said there's such an easy hit for this right now.
All right, the next guy I have up is he started with the 49ers, played with the Browns, Jaguars, the Texans, Seahawks, and ended his career as a Jaguar.
Ended his career.
What year did he retire as a Jaguar?
2021.
2021.
Repeat those one more time.
Bet. So, he started his career with the 49ers, the Browns, went to the Jaguars, then to the Texans, played with the Seattle Seahawks, and ended his career as a Jag in 2021.
Offense or defense?
That's extremely.
Offense.
Extremely.
And now you guys have 2 questions as well to ask to get a better
Which
understanding.
draft was he drafted in?
The year?
Yeah.
In 2014.
2014.
So that could help out you right there if you know your
Drafted
history
in
quickly.
2014, and he
And
ended
now the
his
pressure's
career in
on.
2021.
I'm asking this question because I have the memory of the drafts here. What round?
Can't answer
Oh
that.
come on!
Can't answer that.
There's 255 picks, dude.
Can't answer that.
Oh my god.
Sorry, bud.
Fucking nice take.
What you got? Remember, I said he played for your team. Hope it is.
Carlos
Yeah,
Hyde.
exactly.
Carlos
It was
Hyde.
mediocre
Carlos
8
Hyde.
and 849.
There you go.
Carlos Hyde. Yeah. All right, bet.
Back.
Yeah.
How many more football do we have left?
Well, we can end it off on this one. Play for the Giants.
I can't say.
Offense or defense?
Defense.
We're still playing?
Oh.
No.
Does scout team safety Daniel Jones count?
Possibly, but that's not the answer.
All right, well, that was my official
Offense.
guess, so.
I said defense.
Defense? And he's retired.
He's trying so hard not to say the name, and I'm sitting here just waiting.
I'm not saying who you think I'm going to say.
Who?
Not fucking saying it.
Say it.
No.
You might get it. Who knows?
Yeah, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Hell yeah, dude.
Come on now.
You know what? I'm
Kobe.
Just gonna... Boom.
Yo.
Let me think.
What do you got?
Just the Giants.
Yes.
Strahan?
No.
Fuck!
Wow.
That one would be too easy.
That's the route he went. Yeah, but there's an easier one.
I was really gonna... Yeah, you know who I was gonna say, but I don't think it's him.
You don't know. That's why I'm like.
I don't think it's him, because I went the fucking obvious ones before, and it wasn't it. Take a shot at it.
See, I'm not taking a shot at it.
Wait, can he take a shot?
Ryan can take a shot.
Ryan,
I don't know
what
if
you
Ryan
got?
knows who I'm thinking of right, or we're thinking of.
Come on.
I feel like I'm thinking of people way too obvious here.
Come on, think of the obvious thing when you think of Giants.
See, I thought of the obvious one, but I'm
You
very
never know
skeptical
who
about
You
it.
guessed my secondary option, so that's why I was like, I don't even know.
Take a shot at
All right,
the
fuck
first
it. It's definitely not Lawrence Taylor, right?
You got it.
Fuck,
so it was
he made
Lawrence
that
Taylor.
easy.
Yeah,
He
it was
made it
Lawrence.
that
Fuck
easy.
you.
I made it.
He made it that
Yeah,
easy.
yeah,
You're just
yeah.
kind of setting me up for this stuff.
Yeah,
now.
no, we tossed him the greatest alley-oop ever.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
you.
kind of had to. Yeah, I had to
That's
get-
like the picture of D Wade and LeBron in Milwaukee in 2010.
Bro, you're an asshole.
Jeez.
Hold on. For the first one, you do fucking Justin Tucker, but then you do the obvious one for the. You're a piece of shit.
I really should.
Go fuck yourself.
I don't think we even
Fuck you,
revealed
fuck your Rams. I hope the Rams
who the
fucking
last
lose in the
one
first
was,
round.
by the way. Who started with the Niners? I don't think we ever revealed that.
No.
Yeah,
Carlos Hyde.
It was Carlos Hyde.
Oh, Carlos Hyde. Okay.
yeah.
Bro,
I knew
really,
that
go
part.
fuck yourself. Fucking bad knee.
Shout
Kawhi
out
Leonard looking ass.
LT, everybody's favorite crackhead.
Kawhi Leonard.
Him
bad
and-
knee
him and,
looking ass bitch.
What movie was he in with when he at halftime speaking to the kids? Is it Billy Madison, the Water Boy? Was one of them. He was just talking to the team. He's like, "Don't smoke crack," and it was like, "All right, sick."
All right, can we move
Bet,
on to
say less.
basketball?
All right, bet the basketball. The first guy we're gonna roll in right here. Started
right.
with the Rockets, went to the Clippers, Timberwolves, Lakers, the Bulls, 76ers, and the Bucks.
All right, you already know what you got to do.
Wait.
I'm not gonna ask anything.
Wait, Rockets, Clipper, Patrick Beverly.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
I didn't even know he started in Houston.
Yep.
And Chris, this is a question you should get. What team was he originally drafted by?
My fucking Heat, and then we cut him.
I had to test you to be sure.
Trust me,
All right,
I
bet.
know
Had to
the
be
history
sure.
about Patrick Beverly.
Talking about the Miami Heat.
Suck my ass.
He started with the Miami Heat, went to the Lakers, the Wizards, Mavericks,
Oh, I know this
Clippers,
one.
Bucks, Thunder, Pistons, and Kings.
Karan Butler.
Yeah, Karan.
Damn,
Butler.
damn. I had Karan on the top of my fucking tongue. Come on.
Are you ready?
Hey,
for
you're
the
the
next
Heat
one?
fan here.
Bro, I forgot that he went to the Lakers for fucking Shaq.
All right, the Cavs, Jazz, Bulls, and then the Lakers.
Carlos Boozer.
Yep, it's tied 1-1-1.
Nice.
Whoa, like that.
Man,
Good
fuck
shit.
Boozer.
Yeah. All right, bet the next one. Y'all ready? Warriors, Nets, Hawks, Mavericks, Pelicans, Thunder, and Bulls.
Still playing?
No,
When did he retire?
damn, you just
He's not wasting time in these hits at all.
2017.
When was he on the Nets?
Who was the first team again?
Warriors.
Fine, or you can tell me this: was he on the Nets when they were in Jersey?
Yes.
Okay. And ended with the Bulls in 2017. You said.
Yep.
So it's not who I just thought of. It's not him either.
I'm trying to cook.
They were in
all of them
Jersey.
So it was in Jersey and ended his career in 2017 with the Chicago Bulls.
Well, when was his first year in the league?
2008.
2008. All right.
And it was the Warriors.
And he started off with the Warrior.
Oh fuck, dude! 'Cause I know the Nets made a fucking trade with them like 2010. But it wasn't that.
No, it's not who I was thinking of.
Is it Brandon Wright?
Nope.
Fuck.
Remember, it is tied in a three-way pause, but yes, it's tied.
Hey, yo.
Settle the fuck down, motherfucker.
Look very good out of context.
I got it.
What?
Anthony Morrow.
Yup, you got it.
Oh, my
Two
gosh.
Chris is
Amar.
up.
Let's get it.
Oh, man.
2-1-1, baby. Let's get it.
All right, the next guy. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
Hawks, Pacers, Timberwolves, back to the Hawks, Celtics, and Bucks.
Siri came on.
And I'll give it again.
I completely
one more
just
time.
please. I lost everything.
Hawks, the Pacers, went to the Timberwolves, back to the Hawks, Celtics, and the Bucks.
Jeff Teague.
Yes.
Wow. Good pull.
Damn.
Good pull.
Damn.
Good pull. Good pull.
All right, the
Mr.
next
Podcast
guy.
himself.
Yo, yeah, that's why I do it, because I fuck with this podcast shit. Funny as hell. Wizards, the Clippers, 76ers, Lakers, Warriors, the Nuggets.
When did he end with the Nuggets?
2018.
Okay, it's pretty recent.
Why does this whole thing look so familiar for no reason?
So he retired in 2018?
Yep. And
Uh,
that counts as one of your questions as well.
What?
yeah, shut up.
Motherfucker, that's what he just asked.
When
You should've
when did he
never asked
start?
the same question then.
When did his career
Yeah,
start?
don't ask the same one, buddy.
2007.
Wait, what was the first team he played for?
The first team he played for was the Wizards.
Swaggy P, Nick Young.
Yeah, he got
See,
it.
that's it looks so familiar, dude. This whole thing looks so. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was just watching their podcast. That's why I threw him in this one.
Yeah, they're asking him zero shit.
You are a piece of shit. I asked the same fucking question as him, and I get a question to go, fuck you.
Nobody told
Well,
you.
Chris, you're
I'm
basically
not
the equivalent
gonna
of that
lie.
Nick Young
Are you ready?
picture
I
where he
was
thinks
just
the ball went
asking
in, but
a
it actually
recap
missed.
of your question.
Cavs and Heat.
Cavs and Heat.
So Jordan Zilgelskis.
Yes.
Let's go.
It's tied right again. Holy shit. It's tied again.
Shout out to his tenure with the Wizards,
There was.
too.
Oh my god, dude! I fucking fired that.
Oh my god.
No eyes closed, dude. Full court.
Hold up.
All right.
I got that much confidence in the bars, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold up,
I
man.
thought he played for another fucking team, man.
Well, he was
Fuck.
on the Wizards
Let me
briefly,
see.
but he never played a game for them.
Let me think.
Oh, fuck you, Jonas Algauskas.
He got cut and went back to Cleveland, where he
Damn
knows
it.
and loves.
I'm a fine son.
Motherfucker,
because
that's 2 Heat players.
It's,
not even
it's
Jeff.
tied, right? All the way through, correct?
I
If I'm
believe
not-
so.
Yeah, it's tied all the way through. So hold up. Yeah.
I'm a fucking bet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Butler, Jonas.
I got one.
That's a
I
one. Butler I'm
apologize to
actually
Anthony
liking.
Morrow. I apologize to Anthony Morrow. That's fucked up on me.
I got one.
That was fucked up.
I'll
I
apologize to
remember-
any Knicks
I
that I
remember-
don't get.
The only time I remember briefly
I
was
bet.
OKC shooting threes.
Y'all ready?
And-
Oh yeah, that's
He
the
made
one
three-
everybody does.
He made a 3-point contest for the Nets.
So this one is for the winner. Nuggets, Pacers, Bulls, Raptors, the Knicks,
Oh,
and the Suns.
Now the pressure's on.
you gotta repeat that one more time.
All right,
Siri
again,
keeps popping
again.
up every time Pacers are said.
Nuggets, Pacers, Chicago Bulls,
Again.
the Raptors, Knicks, and then Suns.
When did he finish with the Suns?
2007.
Oh.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is it Jalen Rose?
And Ryan is the winner
Wow.
of who he
Wow.
plays for.
I know
with
my
the
former
NBA.
Knicks. I know my former Knicks.
Wow.
Jalen Rose.
Dude, I thought of Chris Duhon.
Oh, that's a legendary pull
I
too.
fucking loved him
Yo, that
so
was
much.
great. I'm not gonna lie, that was fun. Good job, guys. That was amazing. Jalen Rose.
Crazy. He didn't win shit tonight, man.
You win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? It happens.
recap.
Unless you're a
Last
Jets fan, then you just lose all the time.
All right, so
Yes, sir.
All right.
D'Angelo
all
Russell
right.
has 20 points and 8 assists in the fourth quarter. So I put it out there.
Jeez.
Wow.
He
I
gonna
said his
really,
veins.
he gonna really make y'all become this the 10th seed
I've
just
had my whole
because,
argument
man.
up.
All right, man. The next game we're gonna get into is start, bench, cut, and Eddie. Bring that in, bro.
All right, little twist on the start bench cut today. We're actually going to be primarily focused on for each position group of 2000s, little bit some guys 2010s, guys off the bench, role players. Some had a bigger role than others. All these names you guys should know. The good thing is, outside of one of them, which is one of the centers, none of these guys have made an all-star. So, a lot of guys, no accolades. You got to compare pure skill sets to maybe some stats. Let's kick off with the point guards, not waste any more time. But we're starting off with former Knick legend, Jose Calderon, former Net legend, Jarrett Jack, and former NBA, 07 Live guy beat the shit out of me every time I played against him, Luke Ridnour. Let the guest take it, get it. He's got a lot of ball knowledge. Let him kick it off here.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when it comes to my former Knicks. Shout out Knicks legend Jarrett Jack at that too. I can't forget he was playing under the bright
I
lights
forgot
of
about
MSG
that.
at one
I
point.
forgot.
Who could forget about that half-court heave that he fucking hit a little child?
Oh yeah,
kid.
He
better
threw
QB in New York than Aaron Rodgers.
Yes,
And
sir.
Daniel Jones.
Yes, sir. He's
Him
in
too.
Minnesota.
So anyway, start. I gotta go with my man Jose Calderon, of course.
Okay.
Mm.
Whoa.
A hell of a passer. I mean, he's the guy I want leading my offense here. Pretty underrated for his time. Bench, probably have to bench Jarrett Jack, which unfortunately means that I would have to
Luke!
cut Luke right now. It was very tough. Don't get me wrong. I probably could have gone either way. But I mean, listen, Jarrett Jack was a 10-point per game scorer for his whole career. So his career averages come down to. So I'll take the scoring.
I like that.
Honestly, I agree with you, Ryan. I go with the same order again because Jose, I used to play with them on 2K a lot. Shout out to Melo. Me cooking all the time. Jarrett Jack, Warriors. He did with the Knicks. Blase blah. And Luke, I never seen him play in my life, so he gonna get cut. Bye.
All right, straight up. All right.
Straight up.
All right.
How about
See ya.
you, Chris?
I'm gonna have to agree with you because Jose Calderon during his younger time, he was a decent player. Jared Jack, he was a key player on some, and Luke Ridnour. No offense to you, but who the fuck are you?
Don't disrespect fucking Luke Ridnour in this.
Sorry,
house.
didn't see him play a lot.
That seems like a you problem, brother.
Yeah, do you forget that he caught that he delivered the ball, all those passes to Miami Heat legend Ray Allen? You forgetting that?
Fuck Ray Allen. Cost Tim Duncan number 6. That's all I have to say.
No, Greg Popovich cost number 6. Because why the fuck would you sit Tim Duncan?
Well, he also cost one of these other players on the list a ring. Now, I'm not gonna say who it is yet, but you'll find out later.
All right, Chris, bring in the shooting guards, bro.
Okay, for the shooting guards, we got Nets legend Randy Foye.
Yes, sir.
We got Mike Dunleavy, and then we all know the little high flyer Shannon Brown.
Yes, sir.
Eddie, who are you starting, benching, and cutting?
I'm putting my Nets bias aside here. And I'm starting Mike Dunleavy.
Okay.
Mike Dunleavy was I don't remember his early days. Some more athleticism from the highlights I've seen of him. Absolutely great shooter. Can space the floor really well. Smart player now. I'm taking him. He's got 12 point per game scorer across the board there. Longevity was there. Mike Dunleavy's my guy right there. I'm going to take Randy Foye. I'm going to bench him. Guy you could put off the bench. Is a good spark plug right there. Had some nice moments at Denver as well. No, I love it. This clip, we talked about that Nets game. The clutches. He endured a little bit. You can rely on that ridiculous buzzer against Charlotte. 8 years ago on the dot, basically, almost. And I'm going to cut Shannon Brown. The scoring wasn't there for me. Obviously, an athletic high flyer. Was a part of those Laker teams winning the chips and whatnot, but I would rather take these two guys' skill sets over what Shannon Brown could offer in a championship team, just based off their careers. So, but yeah, I'm easily starting Mike Dunleavy for sure. Ryan, what you got?
Well, it's funny the order that you bring up, Eddie, because I'm basically going the exact same way. Starting Dunleavy, benching Foye, cutting Shannon Brown. Dunleavy, you said it perfectly. He's had the longevity. He's always been a solid shooter throughout his career. That's somebody that I want at the 2. Randy Foye, I have a bit of personal bias, too, because you bring up the off-camera story of me being at the Randy Foye buzzer beater game in 2016. And I guess I'll tell the story on the pod. Why not? We were talking about it a bit off air. So I was at that game with my dad. It was a Christmas gift, 8 rows from the court. It was a hell of a game, but we left with 2 minutes to go catch the train back home or whatever. And I'm in the Barclays Center atrium. Crowd goes wild as the game officially ends. And I figured in the moment, it's because the Nets won. They were not very good that year. So I was kind of normal to expect their fans being more pumped than ever over a win. Sure enough, I get on the train. Randy Foye hits the fucking game winner. I'm like, oh my God, I really lost out on that.
Yeah.
And I've loved him ever since for that. Even though you could argue he was a draft bust, traded for Brandon Roy. I still like him either way. And Shannon Brown, I liked him on the Lakers, admittedly. But I don't know. He just didn't really have the longevity that these other guys did. That was pretty much a big factor in cutting.
Hey, man. As a man that loves highlights and crazy moves, because we see John Moran do it on a night-to-night basis. We see Anthony Edwards going crazy. I'm going to start Mike Dunleavy, right? But I'm benching Shannon Brown because who doesn't love a high flyer? I like to see it go sky above and go above the rim like Vince Carter, just yam that. Like, everybody, y'all remember the Vince Carter moment in the Olympics?
He's one of my favorites. He's one of my favorites
Naturally.
ever.
Posterizing Knicks legend Frederick Weiss.
Hey, man, that's tough. But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to cut Randy. It's not even me being biased. It's just I don't have enough moments of me watching basketball with seeing Randy Foye play. You know what I mean? But bring in the small forwards, Ryan.
All right, why not? So for the small forwards, we got Pablo Cephalosha, Gerald Green, and John Salmons. Now, do you want me to lead this thing off again, or do you want me to? Or do one of you guys want to start off?
I don't mind leading this off.
You want go ahead?
I don't mind.
Yeah,
it.
because I already let it off.
I don't mind it. I love Gerald Green with all my heart. He had that ridiculous highlight in New Jersey, the windmill alley oop, disgusting. Yeah. I've loved him ever since. Heard his story, how he got his finger cards, got 4 fingers on one arm, one hand. Just over the years though, these are 3 completely different skill set guys.
Yeah.
You have an offensive scoring machine, John Salmons. He had 20 points per game one year back in 2010. Gerald Green was a high flyer. Thabo was an absolute defensive menace. You want that guy on the 3-and-D, vital role in OKC. I'm actually going to start John Simons.
Okay.
John Simons is a guy that I remember watching when I first got into hoops when I was about 10 years old. Just a bucket. Just a pure bucket getter. Smart guy, made the smart shots. Could shoot from all over the court. Was efficient with the ball. To be fair, when his downfall happened, it was a nasty downfall, but he still had enough years over the time where, for 8 years of his career, he was putting up double-digit points per game. Like I said, and an efficient status as well. Gerald Green, I am benching.
Okay.
I'm benching Gerald Green. I am a guy. Listen, I know. Listen, I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hold on. Listen, Gerald Green, another guy where another offensive guy, another guy who didn't live up to what he looked like in 06, 07, Minnesota, Boston. I understand that, but to this point, you brought up Shannon Brown. He's a better Shannon Brown in my opinion. We never seen Gerald Green on a team where they were contending. Never ever did.
Yeah.
I would love to have seen him really go on a team and have a role there. Like I said, I love his offensive playmaking. Not playmaking, offensive skill set. I love the athletic ability as well. Was a quick defender. I was a guy. I am gonna cut Thabo. I know it's nuts. I know it's nuts to say. Listen, he was locked down. I understand it. He was absolutely locked down. But if this is a team, if you're in a contending team, you're down. He's not playable. If you're down, you want let's say you're down 20 in the fourth, and you say you need points. You're not playing Thabo.
Yeah.
And I understand you can say the same thing for the other side. It's like, well, listen, if we can't stop him, then we're gonna play him. I get it, but absolutely no ability on the offensive side of the ball. He was a guy that would clog up space. You could leave him in the corner. He did, develop some sort of offense as his career went on.
Yeah.
It to me just wasn't enough. For me to put him in to start him over these guys, but I know it's nuts.
That's
I know it's nuts.
insane,
I know
bro.
it's nuts, but
How about you, Chris? Are you gonna start bench or cut?
So I think I'm going with the hot because when we talk about these players, most of these players, we want to talk about the highlights. Gerald Green, man, was a walking highlight reel. Every single goddamn time he played the game, he did one of them crazy ass dunks. We all remember his little moment in the dunk contest a few years ago when this motherfucker really blew out a fucking birthday cupcake. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah, I vividly recall that.
And listen, this dude's out. So I'm starting Gerald Green. For benching, I'm gonna bench Tavos Evolution. Now don't get me wrong.
John? Sorry, keep going. Go ahead.
Now listen, even though he was a 5.7 point per game scorer for his whole career, he did make the 2009-2010 All Defensive Team, and I feel like that he was kind of like a little key player in the Thunder's run when they had young Westbrook, KD, Harden, and unfortunately he doesn't have a ring. Sorry, Tabo, had to do it to you. But I feel like it was a decent vote. And then I'm gonna cut John Simons because I'm looking at the stats right here. Like, he did have high points per game, but who the fuck?
Don't expose yourself, brother. You can't be saying that out loud.
Bro, I never fucking watched
Shit,
this
I'll
dude
say
play.
who the fuck
You're
is
still
that?
exposing yourselves.
Bro, I never see this dude play in my life.
You ever see a guy put up 20? He had 3 years.
I
50 points in
guarantee
games?
you, if I look up these teams' records, they're probably all shit. Just like Cam Thomas's freaking points per game. When you're
Rent free, brother, rent free. That's embarrassing for you, brother.
Listen,
Rent
man.
free.
Man.
Also, Cam averages fucking 25 a game, not fucking 18. Relax.
On
Big
a
difference.
losing.
Yeah, you're trying to
Nets
compare
team.
apples to oranges at this point.
All
my
right,
guy.
fuck off. John Simons, who the fuck are you? You're getting cut.
I'm in agreement with Chris and me. I'm being biased because I played 2K and Gerald Green was unstoppable. Y'all know what I'm talking about on 2K16, whatever game it was. Nobody. When I mean nobody could stop him, nobody could stop that man. But yeah, I'm in agreement with Chris. But for the power forwards, we have my guy, Boris Diaw. Shout out to the Spurs. You feel me? Channing Frye, another champion, and we have Brandon Bass. How you feeling, Ryan?
All right. Well, I know who I'm starting right away. It's Boris, 1,000%. Ultimate glue guy. Could really play wherever you needed him to. He initially started out in the league as a shooting guard. I don't think a lot of people really recall that. Ended it as a power forward. Just had a lot of longevity. Brought that D. Was a key component to that 2014 Spurs title team, which I'm sure you are very familiar with over there, Chris. I'm sure you're very familiar with him.
With who?
You know what I'm talking
Boris
about.
Diaw?
Frenchman.
Yeah, you know.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
We gotta talk about.
yeah, you know, he won the ring above LeBron that year. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
He had two, but chokester.
Well, it's not his fault, but Yeah, give me Diao in the starting lineup.
Okay.
Benching. That's a good question. I'm gonna go Brandon Bass. Here.
Okay.
I'm keeping Brandon Bass.
Whoa.
Let the man finish.
Yeah, let me cook. Let me cook.
What's your reasoning?
Because listen, Brandon Bass. I know he didn't really have the longevity compared to Channing Frye. I'll give him that. But he had one or two solid years in Orlando alongside Dwight Howard, and even was a solid role player over in Boston. Nor does he really have the label of draft bust that Channing Frye was. And yes, I am going to be a bit biased because he was an Isaiah Thomas Knicks draft pick. So yeah, obviously cutting Channing Frye. I'm sorry, but I have the bad taste of Isaiah Thomas still lingering.
I don't hate it. I don't necessarily agree, but I don't hate it. It's valid explanations across. I'm gonna agree though. I am gonna start Boris Diaw. I think I didn't know about the shooting guard thing. What was funny about that is I learned after you brought it up. I was looking at some Boris Diaw things. Right after he transitioned to a power forward, he went most improved in the league. So that says a lot. So going from one position to another like that, as the rain, like we said, his skill set was even vital to those Spurs teams as well at that age as well. I mean, I was a big French buffet guy. So I'm gonna
ask Chris about that the matchups, man. How do you?
Oh, you know he's fucking pent up with anger. Hold on. But I am good. I'm actually gonna bench Channing Frye. I'm gonna bench Channing Frye. Nothing against Brandon Bass and what he can offer. I'm just a big fan of stretch fours, and what they could offer to a team. And obviously, like when he was a stretch four, it was a little earlier before. Now how vital they are to a team to offer spacing. You didn't really see it as much. Was a big spark off of those Phoenix Suns teams right before Stat left and whatnot. So I'm done to bench Frye. I'm gonna cut Brandon Bass. Was a really solid overall player. Guy you underneath to throw elbows and bodies and grade the boards. Next to him, next to Dwight, he was great as well, and even those Boston teams as well. With KG was there, and the meme of old Shaq there being there as well. I mean, always had a vital run for these contending teams as well, which I always take into my heart. So, but I'm just a big Frye. What Frye offered more than what Bass offered. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
And let's swing it over to Mr. Chris with the power forwards.
I'm not gonna be biased. I don't like Boris Diaw, but I am gonna start him because he did play a very key role in the Spurs team that unfortunately beat my Heat.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But he was a damn good player. I'm not even gonna. He was a decent player. All I'm just gonna say is, Ryan, you are out of your motherfucking mind.
What, for benching a draft bust in Channing Frye that was drafted to my Knicks?
Bro, wait, you benched? I thought you cut Frye.
You cut Frye.
Yeah, I cut Frye.
Oh yeah, no, you said you should bench him just now.
That's what you are out of your motherfucking mind. You gonna cut Channing Frye? This dude did more in the fucking league than Brandon Bass did. Brandon Bass, more like Brandon Ass.
Oh, congratulations. He got one ring because of LeBron James.
Bro,
congratulations.
LeBron James.
Listen, at least he freaking... I remember the Lakers signed this motherfucker, and I remember they gave him like a decent ass deal. Man, let's look at these stats for when he played with the fucking Lakers, man.
Oh no.
He played
Good Lord.
1 year in the... Wow, 7 points per game, and that's a guy that you're gonna bet... You're gonna freaking bet, man. Please, like I said, Brandon Bass, more like Brandon Ass.
You gotta do the LeBron meme, but he's in the court. He's like, ooh.
Bro, Brandon Bass is trash.
And I'm bringing the centers, Chris. End it off with the centers, man.
So for the centers, we got some very interesting centers here. We got Warriors legend Andrew Bogut, Lakers legend Andrew Bynum, and also Cavs legend. And then who could forget? This dude only got one name, and it's named after a desk, Nene. So Ryan,
Nene.
I'm gonna ask you, who are you starting, benching, and cutting?
All right, well, thank you for bringing it into me, Chris. I'm going to start
You
the
are
one
so
all-star.
fucking welcome.
Yeah, I'm going to start the all-star, Andrew Bynum. Yes, he got injured a lot with the Lakers, and that kind of did hold back his development a little bit. But with that being said, when this dude was healthy, he was really damn good. And and that 2011-12 campaign of his is just proof of it. I mean, it's just a shame that he couldn't really get it together health-wise after he left L.A. with the stints in Philly. I don't even think he played a single game for those guys.
No, he didn't. Nope.
Yeah, I figured as such. But then also just ending his career with the Cavs and the Pacers and being more known for injuring his knee during rehab, mind
in a bowling accident.
Oh my god.
Instead of being an all-star. It's just kind of a shame, his downfall. But hey, when this dude was in his prime, he was locked the fuck in.
That's a huge strike right there.
Oh. Bench-wise, we're going to go Andrew Bogut here. Was really the glue guy in the middle to those Warriors dynasty teams pre-KD. And I know he didn't really pan out as a number one draft pick compared to, say, Chris Paul, even Darren Williams to an extent. I mean, those guys are looked upon way better in hindsight now. But Bogut, when he was healthy, he was the guy you would want in the paint. Awesome defense. He's the guy that I want to have on my bench. And unfortunately, this means I have to cut former Knicks draft pick Nene. He had some good years, too. He had even the longevity at that. Could play the 4 or 5 really well, regardless of where the heck he was in his career at that point. But give me the shot blockers here.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. It's hard for me to cut Nene, and that's me because I growing up playing 2K, I use the Nuggets a lot. No, not playing 2K. Growing up playing NBA Live 2008, right? With Melo and Nene on the court and JR, bro, it's hard. I have so much nostalgia, so many memories kicking my brother's ass playing with them, bro. I'm gonna be honest. It's hard for me to cut that man. He was so essential on the court when I was winning. I'm gonna be honest. But we can't bring the biasness in this. So realistically, I'm gonna start Bogut because, like you said, he was the OG, the dinosaur before they went to go get KD and like all these boys to go on a dynasty run. Then I'm gonna bench Biden because I ain't gonna lie. That haircut that you had in Philly, bro, crazy word. Crazy
Diabolical.
word. Beyond diabolical, bro. Like, why? And then obviously, we have to cut the OG Nene. How about you, Eddie?
It's what you're saying. I feel you to the core. Cutting Nene, it feels wrong. I really almost want to cut Bynum, but just because of Ryan has a point though. He's super talented guy. Obviously, the only guy on this entire star cut bench. He made an All-Star. He's the only guy to do it that we had. And his career was cut short. He was 21. He made the All-Star. No, sorry, 24. But he started when he was 18 years old, and he got cut short right after. 2 years he played after that was it. He was done. I don't know if I can do it though. But I'm definitely starting Bogut. Like you guys said, the shot blocking was there. Number 1 overall pick, served a huge purpose in the paint there for the Warriors. Another guy who had them injuries concerns. I don't know if you guys remember his time in Milwaukee. When he was running down the court and he went for a dunk and he slipped off the rim and his arm bent the other way. He battled Phoenix. He battled some injuries as well and never panned out, like I said, to the way the number 1 pick he should have. But no matter where that guy went, he was there to serve as a shot blocking role that was so key to some championship runs. So I'm gonna take Andrew Bogut. I'll bench Bynum. I hate having a cut in the but again, it's a game of what if, right? Same thing we say about Greg Oden, but Andrew Bynum, when he went to the All-Star, the All-Star game, he put up 18 points a game. He was 24 years old. His footwork was incredible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it, even though he only played 2 years after that. I'm gonna bench him. I'm gonna cut in the net, and I just because of the upside that Bynum had and could have had. I know it's it's start bench cut. You're now you can't focus. He's just so talented.
I know. It's so much nostalgia to see him play. I remember more highlights of Nene playing than either of the two.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I remember his brief little stint with the Wizards.
Yeah. But, let's talk about some NBA talk real quick. I know you seen what Anthony Edwards said about Shea. Yo, bring that in, Chris. I don't understand that.
I don't know if y'all heard what Anthony Edwards said the other day, but, man, that motherfucker's said something that I really think that we should look into. Anthony Edwards recently talked about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander after recently playing them and losing to them. Anthony Edwards said that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is the MVP this year, and he even went onward to even say that Jokic shouldn't have won it last year and that it should have been Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I really thought that was very interesting to say. And we have what he says. He says, I don't know if they could give it to Jokic again. Yeah, I would say Shea. He's looking like the MVP, man. He was incredible once again tonight. He's consistent every night. His team's going to give him the ball and just let him rock out every night. It's nothing to think about. Hey, get Shea the ball and he going to get busy and then we're going to figure it out after that. I love watching that. It's incredible, man. If he's keeping him like that, I hope they give the MVP to him this year for sure. I feel like he should have won it last year, but he's playing out of his mind right now. I just want to ask you guys a question. Aaron, I'm gonna start with you. Do you think that Anthony Edwards was right by saying his belief that last year Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should have won the MVP?
Last year, no, but this year is his to lose. It is. Because he's playing without his bigs. Hartenstein came back. He's playing without Chet. And averaging 31 points per game. Just dropping buckets after buckets every night in out. Bro, he's averaged 35 against the Clippers just because. And, that hurts my soul. I know. It's crazy to say, I'm going to bring it up real quick, man.
And think about it. The other night when he just played the Timberwolves, I believe that they were down by, 15 or less at halftime. Do you know how many points Shai Gilgeous-Alexander dropped?
What?
40.
It was nothing.
But I'm telling you, and Aaron, me and you talk about this. I swear to God, bro, every time we look at halftime for a Thunder game, Shai's at 20 plus at halftime. And we're always like, damn, this dude's going to drop 40 again. But every night on a consistent basis, he's dropping 30 plus, and his team is what. Think about it. He's got his team at 27-5 right now. Through the first 32 games. And they don't have his bigs.
And the most crazy part about Shai, he's dropping 40 on with consistency. He last night against the Wolves, 15 for 23. That's consistent. That's very accurate. It's hard for him not to win it now.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's his to lose. Simple as that.
I don't like my only thing though, and I'm gonna sound like such a fucking old head. I hate you can give praise, but when you're Anthony Edwards on a team that is gonna compete with Shai and OKC, Jokic and Denver in the playoffs for a championship, or at least the Western Conference Finals, and who eventually very, very, very soon will be an MVP candidate, shut the fuck up. I hate where's the competitiveness? I hate the buddy shit. I sound like I'm 60. I sound like a guy who grew up watching Charles Oakley or some shit. I don't know. But if just on the topic of the MVP, he's not wrong. I just hate the fact that we're putting he put it out there, and it's it's a buddy thing. I think there's no the NBA competitiveness to me is just. I think it's honestly every sport, but
I agree to a certain extent. But the thing about it, I'm okay from Anthony Edwards saying this because we all know he's a shit talker.
Yeah.
You know, this was somebody from if this was from somebody else, it would be a totally different story because we know Ant-Man not afraid to pop his shit and actually back it up by going crazy. No, right.
And think about it, it's one young superstar talking about another young superstar, and he's giving them praise. Think about it, he could have just said, you know what, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander fucking sucks. He had one good game. That's it.
It'd been funny for him to just be like, oh, I'm the MVP. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would have been fucking.
I appreciate the respect.
I get it. I get it.
That would just be insanely funny to go back to the 90s and just be like, yo, respectfully, I'm the MVP. And there is not a single doubt in my mind about that.
Said,
all these other plebs can just bow down to me as I hoist the trophy.
When Jordan said, I took that personal when Barkley got the MVP when Malone got the MVP, and he's like, all right, cool. He goes, you can have that, but you ain't getting that ring. What did Jordan do? Took the fucking ring out of him.
Exactly.
And let's continue to talk about some young stars like De'Aaron Fox. Y'all think he gonna get traded?
I think... I'm kind of 50-50 believing that he might get traded and that he might stay in Sacramento depending on how Doug Christie does. But I'm not saying he bias here with him getting traded. I just feel like that the only reason why he probably might go there is because he does have a friendship with Bam Adebayo. They both went to the same school. They both went to Kentucky. They both have been very close friends since even before they came into the league to now being in the league. That's the only reason that I would say he would probably go to Miami. And also, I kind of feel like that his speed at his position would really work with Tyler Hero at the shooting guard, who's also having a phenomenal season. And think about it, if you could potentially trade for him, and if you keep Jimmy Butler or not, but could you imagine?
Settle down, Jesus Christ, with the Miami Heat fandom. Sheesh.
He ain't going to the fucking Clippers, that's for sure.
I don't want him at the Clippers, but you just
better than fucking.
See, but at least he's a realist with that.
De'Aaron Fox, come to Miami, play with Bam, play with Hero,
play with Idris Adebayo.
Exactly.
Yeah, play with Duncan Robinson while you're at it.
Like,
You mean you?
sheesh. But yeah,
Oh
man.
shit, dude! That just hit me now.
So another team that we're going to talk about
Yeah.
is the Cavs. For the full month of December, the Cavs went 12-1, and they now hold the best record in the NBA. Now I got to ask you guys a question. Being that their only loss was to my Miami Heat, and with them having the best record in the NBA as of right now, Aaron, do you believe that they have the talent to win the championship?
They always have the talent to win the championship. It's are they tough enough to get through the trenches and be able to beat the Celtics with all their 3-point shooting ability? That's what it is.
Don't fucking bring that shit up to me.
You have to like how the Warriors. You have to chase them up the three, force them to go inside, because they live and die by the three, and it's so annoying to watch it. Like we seen it on Christmas Day, live and die by the three. Even though they did lose, live and die by the three. You got KP back, doing his thing. Jason Tatum cooking. Brown doing his thing. Derek White, but like, it's all about the defensive end playing against the reigning champs,
Yeah, absolutely. I think if the one thing stops them from even going to the finals is it's their front court. I'm going to speak about both of them separately. Evan Mobley's a guy who's had battle injuries in his young career so far. He's yet to play a full season. He's on pace right now, having his best season of his career by far. Should be going to the All-Star game, in my opinion as well. But he's a guy who's battled so many injuries that's cost him a lot of games down the road. Hasn't been able to come back to full form. And I'm a big Jared Allen guy, but I've watched him in the playoffs. He's not a guy, and it started when he was drafted in Brooklyn as his raw talent. He's a guy that doesn't throw around his body in the paint for rebounds, relies on his length. He's a guy who gets knocked out of position very easily, in my opinion. I need these two to stay healthy. I need them to play their skill sets well. I need more toughness out of them down there for rebounds and extra chances at points.
And he is known for having a lot of injury problems. Like, hell, he missed a lot of the playoffs last year. I don't even believe he played a single game last year against the Celtics in the second round.
And I need the Cavs to make a trade. Like, something off the bench. I mean, I'm a big, I think the starting five is great.
Yeah.
LeVert off the bench is fabulous. He's having a fine year back with Atkinson. They need to make another trade because I don't trust a guy like Max Strus, no offense, or Georges Niang, or Isaac Okoro, sometimes Okoro, or Sam Merrill to kind of uplift his team. Well, he's been okay, but Go make a move. You're all in. You're all in. That's it. So
how about you?
Yeah, it's basically their Eastern Conference to lose at this point. And I mean, you make a couple depth trades to fill in those margins, you're setting yourself up for a damn good title run, unless you perhaps run into a juggernaut that is arguably just as good, like say Boston.
Yep. I think that's the only team they got to worry about. I mean, maybe the Knicks, unless
Yeah, I mean the Knicks maybe, but I don't know. I'm not really sold on them in the playoffs.
Okay.
Especially if they got to go up against Boston.
Yeah. Everyone's got to go through Boston.
It's basically like a death sentence.
Yeah.
At this point, so I don't trust them yet.
Well, let's get into Week 18 with the NFL. We want to bring that in now, Eddie, because it's some matchups, man.
My gosh.
It's gonna be a lot of matchups that's gonna cause the outcome going into the playoffs.
We'll talk about the matchups that talk about the playoff scenarios, even some draft position scenarios as well out here. We got a lot of these going on, but get some Saturday games. Who doesn't love Saturday games at this time of the year? I think it's the best thing NFL's probably done in recent memory here. Starting off at 4:30, divisional rival Browns versus the Ravens, and I know everyone's like, we touched on it a little bit before. The Ravens win, right? Then all they gotta do is win, and that's it. The division's theirs.
Yup.
And if they don't win, they need Pittsburgh to lose.
And then that's the thing. If they lose that game to Dorian Thompson-Robinson, which that Browns offense I looked at last week is just very stale he does not push the ball downfield one bit. Then they got to wait 3.5 hours, watch that Steelers-Bengals game, another divisional rival, AFC North showdown this entire Saturday slate. Bengals going into Pittsburgh, red hot, looking for 5 in a row, looking to get in the playoffs, but they need some help here against Pittsburgh, who's been on the downfall. The offense is stale. Nothing's clicking anymore. We had a discussion about Mike Tomlin before as well. This could be a very interesting. This is deciphering some of the rest of the AFC North division as well as the playoff spots as well, the seeding, some vital matchups. I want to talk about the 8:00 game because no win's easy to come by, so I don't want to say the Ravens they should win, but the Bengals-Steelers game it's a great game from a bunch of standpoints as well because the Steelers only really have their defense left on them because that offense looks dreadful and the Bengals are red hot. Curious to what your guys. I already know where you're gonna lean.
Yeah, I already
know you're
I
leaning.
predicted 4 weeks ago they're gonna go 1-4, and look what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll just get with the Ryan here. What do you got going on this 8:00 game? What do you think?
Oh man, I mean, this is gonna be a hell of a matchup, that's for sure. Vikings, Lions. I mean, listen, the Lions have been very banged up as of late, but they've still proven that they can win football games.
We talking about the Saturday game, the Bengals and the Steelers. What you got for that one?
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
I'm looking at the
No, you're good.
Damn, okay.
You're good.
See, I'm thinking 8:00, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Completely forgetting that we have Saturday 8:00 slates now. But, Bengals, Steelers, that's going to be a title fight. That's for sure. I mean, it's definitely something that could go either way. But I got Joe Shiesty coming out on top here.
Shiesty.
Joe
Shiesty. Yes,
Joe
sir.
Shiesty, ice in his veins.
But yo, man, what's it called on Sunday? We have a few other games that can predict the playoff prediction, the picture. You got the Chiefs versus the Broncos. You got the second team versus the Broncos on Sunday. So I don't know how I feel about that. The Broncos should pull out the victory, but
Listen,
who
that's
knows?
They can, for the Broncos, like we talked about at the beginning, the Broncos control their own destiny. They have one thing to do. They win, they're in. That's it. If you can't beat a team that's led by fucking Carson Wentz when their whole entire starters are... that's a fucking problem. Like, think about it. You got no Mahomes, no Kelsey, no Pacheco, no freaking Trent McDuffie, no Chris Jones, and no George Karlaftis. There is no excuse. I don't care if he's a fucking rookie quarterback. He's been doing good. Last week, him and Joe Burrow literally put up a dogfight. That shit went to overtime.
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest games I've seen this year, especially when it's coming down to the last 2 weeks for the playoffs. But the Broncos, they control their own destiny, and if they lose this game, then they didn't deserve to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, and then also you got the Dolphins versus the Jets, possibly trying to snake their way into the playoffs. Who knows how that situation is going to end up, because they need a lot of other things to actually get into the playoffs.
They don't need that much. They
The
just need the Broncos to win. I mean, to lose. Sorry.
Yeah, and
they gotta win.
they gotta win. And then, like Ryan said, the Sunday night football game. You got
That's
the
good.
Vikings versus the Lions,
Title
fighting
fight.
for the number 1 seed. If I'm not wrong.
No, this is for the number 1 seed and the
the
division.
division.
And it's
Yo.
funny because you're gonna have a 13-win team at the 5 seed.
It's just
And this-
crazy.
I don't think it's. I don't think they said something on the broadcast. I don't know if it's ever been done before. The last time we've
Yikes.
seen this is like 50 years ago, 40 years ago.
But no, this is going to be...
The Lions' defense we got a lot of question marks.
Yes.
Now it's not anyone's fault other than injuries and the football guys not remaining on their side here.
Yeah.
It's very common that when you have all these injuries, you're gonna get out schemed because of the skill sets that you're bringing in as these depth pieces here. And the problem with the Lions is they're scrambling to find guys off the streets, bring them in the practice squad, give them a week, bring them in. I saw Miami do it last year with injuries. They brought in Justin Houston and Bruce Irvin as pass rushers because they lost everyone and off the streets, and there was no pass rush at all the last 2 weeks of the season. So they got to get out, and you're bringing in Kevin O'Connell, a red-hot Vikings team. They haven't lost. They've won 9 in a row. Go look at them win 9 in a row. Sam Darnold looks fantastic. They look like Jettas over the middle of the field. The Lions don't have any linebackers. That's it. And if they're looking in the middle of the field here, it's bad. If you watch that Lions-Niners game, Shanahan loves the run and the play action. Every single time, what was working was, if you watch, play action was being brought. Jack Campbell, I forgot who else was playing linebacker. It's one of their depth guys they brought in, were just flying downhill because they thought those were run. They were getting faked out so easily by the play action here, where the Vikings run a similar thing. Middle field's going to be open. I expect the Vikings to win.
Okay.
I'm curious to see if the Lions defense can hold up. I mean, offense can keep up with them because Brian Flores has worked his way into another head coaching job with what he's done with that defense. And how he's psychotic, I've called him, and can game plan against Goff and make him uncomfortable. We'll see. I do expect the Vikings to win. I believe the Vikings will be your number 1 seed.
Honestly, if you're a betting man, take the over in the points. This is about to be a high-scoring matchup.
It's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah. But what's your thoughts on this game, Ryan?
Oh man, could go either way. And I mean, listen, Detroit's had the injuries, no doubt about it. But even with all that, they've still continued to prove that they're a good team, that they can win football games. Because all these great teams, they don't use injuries as an excuse, even though they very well could. I mean, losing guys like Aiden Hutchinson, Alex Anzalone, just to name a few. I mean, that would be a death sentence to any other team's season. But this is the New Age Detroit Lions we're talking about here. No matter what you throw at them, time and time again, they have proven that they can overcome the odds at all costs. And even with a red-hot Vikings team looking to just snatch that division away, I could still very well see Detroit coming out on top here.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be decided by a field goal, I'm sure. It'll be very close.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of feel where Chris is going because he has that jersey over there getting ready to prepare for Sunday's night game. You know what I'm talking about, Mr. What is it? Sonic is his nickname or some shit like that?
I think it's
Sonic and Knuckles?
Yeah.
Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, bro. How you feeling over there? You gonna pick the Lions, bro? What's the word?
Listen, it is gonna be a shootout, and don't forget the last time that these two teams played each other in Minnesota, Detroit won by a field goal in the like final seconds. Definitely this game is gonna be really tough for the Lions, especially with all their defensive injuries. It sucks that like they don't have Hutchinson right now because I feel like that he would be a key to this freaking game on Sunday going up against that Vikings O-line, which is good, but I feel like that knowing Hutchinson, he'd be able to do it. Minnesota, man, the question is, can Darnold step up to the plate again against this very good team and finish the job? Because listen, I feel like that if he wins this game and he gets the number 1 seed, his contract value is high, but it's gonna fucking skyrocket.
He's gonna be a 60 million man.
Dude, he's gonna fucking and like think about it. The NFC is gonna go through Minnesota, which I think is gonna be crazy because to be honest, did anyone think that they would have the chance at the number 1 seed this year?
No.
Oh hell no! Not after JJ's injury. Like if you talk to any NFL fan preseason and told them, hey, listen, the Vikings might actually be the number 1 seed, and keep in mind this would be before the McCarthy injury, of course. You would think JJ McCarthy would be like the fucking MVP now.
No, because think about it. Before JJ McCarthy got hurt in I think his first preseason game against the Raiders, he was fucking dealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was balling out.
It was looking like he was going to be the star there, and due to his injury,
he had the clearest path imaginable.
I thought I'm not even gonna lie. Even when he got drafted at the beginning, I thought he should have deserved the job because I didn't think like Darnold yet proved that he deserves it. Because like after seeing him at Carolina, and then obviously we saw him with like that brief, tiny little stint with the 49ers.
Yeah, because he showed flashes in a few games towards the end of the year, but nothing
I felt
consistent.
like at that time he didn't prove like he was the guy. I felt like that JJ deserved it, but listen, props to Sam. He's having a great year. I did not expect this. It sucks I didn't get to see this as a fucking Jeff fan, but
Blame Adam Gase.
Listen, but even Aaron, I was telling you about this the other night. The fucking Lions, man, and their offensive coordinator, they are fucking crazy.
The Lions, are they your new favorite team, bro, or what?
Ah, fuck.
Yo, noted Detroit Lions fan, Chris over here.
I know, right?
I don't know what I'm good. I might become an NFL fan. I don't know, but Detroit's definitely on my list. But listen, man, we gotta talk about this creativity of this fucking team, bro. Like, did anyone see the play when Amon-Ra caught that ball and then he fucking lateraled that shit to
The little hook and ladder action. I just think it's psychotic. Everyone's got that in their playbook. I think it's psychotic on when it was called.
Yeah, it's
just the time when that was being played.
He calls it at like some of the most random times. He just throws
That's it.
everybody up. Like, what?
But here's the thing, it fucking works.
Nah, it
Just
does
says how much of a
work.
feel that Ben Johnson has for this game.
But
So pick a winner.
if I had to choose, I'm gonna go with Detroit.
Detroit, you riding
So
with
he's a fan.
Detroit?
Bro, listen, Jared Goff is having a stellar MVP year. Even though they lost David Montgomery, they got a great backup option in Jameer Gibbs.
Listen, man. When the LA Rams is going to the playoffs, it don't matter what stomping grounds it could be on. It could be in Detroit. It could be in Minnesota. We don't care. We're going to ride with Matthew Stafford. We're going to stump right in Detroit, take over, you know what I mean, quick revenge game. Minnesota, it could be cold out there, but guess what? We playing the indoors. It don't matter. You know what we do. LA Rams, our way. Let's go. Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams that killed you last week. Yeah, let's go.
But the pretty interesting thing about the Rams is if the season ended, if there were no more games this week, you guys would be playing Washington.
I want that. Put this rookie
You
under
don't
some
want,
fire.
you ain't want no Green Bay though.
It don't matter who it
You
is.
don't want Green Bay?
Only team I don't want is the Eagles. That's the only team I don't want because they already beat us.
Well, I hate to break it to you. I think you might have to play them if you do beat
So
them.
let's get it, Dirty Birds. What's the word?
I hate to. Do we need to remind you the last time the Eagles played the fucking Rams? They came into your stadium and Saquon Barkley
Like I
took
said,
the souls out of you.
let's get
Took
it.
the souls out of you.
Let's get it, Dirty Birds. What's the word? Yeah, that's not confident, but like,
That
yeah,
sounds
let's go.
horrible, dude. Oh my god.
But yo, man, this was a great episode. This is Prime Time Sports. I'm Aaron.
I'm Chris.
I'm Eddie. Go
And
ahead.
I'm not one of them. I'm just the guest they brought along.
He's a natural.
That's Ryan,
He's
bro.
a natural.
He's a killer with this stuff, talking all these sports. But yo, make sure you check us on Instagram as well as on TikTok at Primetime Sports Ace. Again, at Primetime Sports Ace. And as well, subscribe to the YouTube channel at World of Sport Network, because we go crazy posting content every damn day, man.
Especially now putting out some parlays, which I hope some of y'all did our NBA parlay, because
Facts.
that shit fucking hit.
Don't trust him.
No, it hit.
No, you can trust him now.
That shit.
No,
hit.
once he loses, I'm done.
And as well as make sure you
Listen,
tap in on Spotify at Primetime Sports. We'll be uploading to Apple Music coming soon, going into next week. We're gonna upload all the shows over the past 3 weeks, because you already know we about to go crazy with it. Ryan, what's your IG? What's your podcast? Tag it, bro.
All right. You can. Well, a lot of my updates come from Instagram. Anyway, you can follow my podcasting account at RyanPags_podcasting. And you can check out my podcast called Pags Perspective. It's available on Spreaker right now, which is through iHeartRadio. Looking to expand it to a couple more platforms. I see you guys got the Spotify, the YouTube stuff going, so I'm looking to expand the brand as well. But for now, that's where you can go check it out.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Deuces.
Peace.